What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? God, we back, exactly, Quinones. We are back. It feels like a long-ass time since I've done... Well, it feels like a long-ass time since we've had, like, no football to watch, no watch-alongs, no World Cup-ish shit going on. And not only that, but, like... I just feel like it's been a while since we've done like a Casually Chelsea show. It's actually been a week. I skipped Wednesday. Gave you a little bit of some content there for you guys to watch. And yeah, man, I witnessed everything. I saw everything. I saw with my true seeing eyes, okay? These eyes don't need prescriptions. These eyes don't need to see an ophthalmologist, okay? Because they see the truth and they see the corruption and they see the things that aren't corruption that people want to call corruption, okay? Besides the point, ladies and gents, welcome to the show. Welcome to the Casually Chelsea show. Today, we're going to be talking about the Alonso preseason. We're going to be talking about Garnacho and Chelsea. Apparently Garnacho and Chelsea are over. Apparently Garnacho and Chelsea are over. Finally, a saga with a player that I don't give a fuck about your opinion. Come out publicly and say whatever the fuck you want, motherfucker, because you shouldn't have been here to begin with, all right? You backstab Chelsea. It ain't gonna hurt. You backstabbing us is like an ant fucking, you know, biting my fucking toe foot, whatever the fuck. I don't know. It don't matter. It don't matter. So Garnacho, go, sure. And then Santos, here we go, which was another one that got you guys... Listen, I feel you. I'm there with you. We'll talk about it all very soon. Guys, you know what to do. Smash up the like if you haven't done so already. Subscribe to the channel if you are new here. Also, be sure to check out the links in the description. Plenty of content there. Music as well. My band's coming out with some brand new music, so check out that content below. Back Pocket Alimony, you'll see in the link tree all the things that I partake in and work on, so that's also a thing. Memberships. There's 4 different tiers starting at 99p, and the first membership is only $1, ladies and gents. Only $1. And what comes with membership, I'll tell you this is a new feature, okay? I do streams on Patreon from time to time. Sometimes we just chill. Sometimes we're playing video games. Most times we're playing video games. And I'm trying to be more consistent with it. So I do invite y'all to come over to the membership so that you get the link through a community post. It'll be there. You can enter the Patreon streams for free and check out the games I'm playing and all the fun stuff and just hang out. That's where we don't need to talk about football, all right? But yeah, big up to every single one of you. I appreciate y'all. And last but not least, hype up the video if you're watching this in the future. Comment down below. Let us know your thoughts on everything that is occurring at Chelsea at the moment. Now, before we get started, I just got to get a few things out of the way, okay? Really quickly, okay? We already know, ladies and gents, Tuesday, Wednesday, we got the semifinal of the World Cup. I'll be doing a stream for the Argentina-England game. All right, I'll be there for that one. Do not expect me for the other game, which is going to be France-Spain. I'll be watching that with family. And don't expect me for the final. I'll be watching that with family. Potentially Saturday, we'll do the 3rd place, 4th place teams. We'll discuss that when the time comes. But yeah, just telling you guys the schedule. And I'm telling you right now, this whole FIFA Argentina corruption thing is way out of hand now at this point. I get it to an extent, people. There is a little bit of corruption happening. You can call it that. You could just call it bad refereeing like we've been seeing throughout the whole entire tournament. All right? But you can say there's some favoritism. I don't disagree with that. But let's call favoritism when there's actually evidence of favoritism happening. And when there is evidence of favoritism happening to the other team, let's call that out too, okay? Because here at Casually FC, we have morals. We have morals, and we believe in the truth. We believe in the truth, not just agendas, okay? We believe in just being objective. Because the same way motherfuckers out here were telling me, oh, what happened to, Switzerland versus Argentina was absolute corruption, absolute fraudulence. Those same people were really fucking happy when it was called back against Paraguay, when it was Paraguay versus USA. I'm just saying, okay? And at the end of the day, y'all know ball. I know y'all know ball. I know y'all watch the Premier League. I know y'all see the corruption and the fucking scandals and all the bad calls that happen in that league. This is no fucking different. I know y'all see the amount of times that players dive and complain about the fact that they don't get yellows for their diving and their antics. All right? I know y'all aren't gonna fucking sit here and tell. I'm getting more American as we speak, people. I know you motherfuckers aren't gonna sit here and try to tell me that it's more fair for Paredes to get a yellow card for not touching the player because the player dove than for you to tell me it's less fair for Embolo to get a yellow. Listen, we can't help that Embolo is a fucking dumbass for doing what he did. Being on a yellow, which, if you want to talk about the first yellow, I'm with you. But that's not what y'all want to talk about. Y'all want to talk about the whole VAR decision, and now, look at that. Now it was made so that Argentina get the advantage. Motherfucker, it was a yellow card offense. You could argue that the first offense maybe wasn't a yellow. Sure, because he runs into the player has the high foot. It's so quick. That's harsh for giving a yellow. But you could understand, yeah, it could be a yellow, but it's harsh. It's harsh. The second one, Paredes doesn't touch him. Shock horror. Paredes doesn't touch him. You know he doesn't touch him. You've seen it with your own eyes. You know he does not touch him. And you know that because Paredes doesn't touch him, because it's not a foul, Paredes doesn't deserve a yellow card. You know that. I know you know that because you're on this channel. You're objective. I know you know that. And you know, and I know that you know, and I know that you know that, I know that you know that, I know that you know that, I know that you know that diving is a yellow card offense. So when Embolo does that shit, and honestly, chat, I ain't gonna lie to you, chat. I ain't even gonna lie to you, chat.
Huh?
Chat, I ain't even gonna lie to you. It should have been the yellow because of just how bad that dive was, period. Am I wrong? Chat, am I wrong? Brother, we grew up in the era of world-class diving, all right, with Neymar, okay? Y'all saw that dive from Embolo. He should have deserved a yellow just because of how bad it was, okay? I'm just gonna say it like it is. He should have deserved a yellow because of just how shit that dive was. Brother, it was like trying to see my father reenact Macbeth, bro.
Huh?
It was a shit dive. So he should have gotten a yellow for being a shit actor anyways. But regardless, I digress, people. You know it's a yellow for diving. You know he didn't get a red for diving because some motherfuckers out there want to say, oh, he got a red for diving. No. He got a second yellow. 2 yellows in this sport, ladies and gents, means a red card and a sending off. Yes, it's harsh. I understand that. But the rules are the rules. You dove stupidly, and you got sent off for it. It is what it is. That's not corruption. That's not tipping the scales in Argentina's favor. That's just the VAR doing their job and correcting the mistake that the referee made. That is VAR doing its job and correcting the mistake that the referee made. And you know what? Later on in the game, I saw a Kanji elbow an Argentinian when he went for a free kick. and didn't get a single foul called or a yellow card. Later on in the game, I saw Lautaro Martinez just barely graze the Swedish player, or I don't know, the Swiss player, and get a yellow for it. Later in the game, I think it was Nico Gonzalez. I saw Nico Gonzalez look like an extra for the fucking movie of Jumanji, bro. Man got trounced. The man got trounced. Not only was one Achilles getting stepped on bad enough, he got both Achilles stepped on. And the referee didn't say anything. So if y'all want to be fair, if y'all want to be objective, call these things out as well. Because it's not just Argentina when it's convenient. It's happening to both teams. I'm all for calling out corruption when I see it. Trust me. I call out greed when I see it with Blueco. But not everything is Argentina this. Not everything is corruption that. Not everything is Infantino's bull-headed fraudness, this and that. Seriously, people. Let's be objective. What happened to the truth? What happened to shame? What happened to honoring these things? These are things that are hard to find nowadays, so cherish them when you find it. Because it's insane what I'm seeing being discussed around Argentina right now. Listen, say what you want about the people, say what you want about the things and detestable things they've done in those stadiums in terms of the fans and their past and whatever. At the end of the day, football has no political side. Football has no political side. The Trionda right there, and it's 11 versus 11. At the end of the day, none of that has to do with the politics outside of it. So leave it outside of it. But I understand where people are coming from. I understand the hatred towards Argentina. But what I don't like more than my hatred towards Argentina coming from a South American, a Peruvian one, who's had many upsets and many corrupt calls against Peru when facing Argentina. Trust me, I know. It was Maradona in the 70s and the 80s, and it was with fucking Messi in the early 2000s till now. Okay? Trust me. I deal with these motherfuckers on a year-to-year basis when it comes to the qualifiers. I hate lying more. That's it. I prioritize objectivity and the truth more than I am going to lie for an agenda purpose. So that being said, people, stop it. Stop it. Stop it. Don't do this to yourself. You're better than this. You're better than this. But that's all I'm going to say on the matter, people. Look, I'm nervous. At the end of the day, the quality won because Argentina, that's what makes them also detestable, is that out of fucking nowhere, they always have this top quality that just gets them through the line. It's like an endless pool of like, what the fuck? How do you guys keep getting these ballers that have these moments and brilliance? Like, you can't say anything about that Julian Alvarez chance. It was insane. It was insane. It was insane. But, like, it is what it is. Again, big up to every single one of you guys. Big up, big up. The Egypt game was not worse. The Egypt game was also called correctly. But no one wants to talk about the actual things that were called incorrectly, like the penalty that Messi missed. Why? Because Messi missed it. No one cared about it once Messi missed it. If Messi scored it, people would have been up in arms about it. And I would have agreed. But again, we don't care about objectivity now. We just care about the bad side being wrong and us being right. It doesn't matter if it's actually the truth or not. And it's scary. It's a slippery slope, people, that I do not wish to entertain. I have no interest in entertaining, and I detest people who entertain that kind of stuff like rigorously. Obviously, people do it for fun and banter, and sometimes you do see the game that way. I get it. Trust me. I'm living with someone who does it, right? But some people really are just outright lying or denying themselves the truth just to be right on a point. And that's just, no. We don't fuck with people like that here. We don't. But all right, chat. Let's get to it. Let's talk football. Let's talk Chelsea, all right? And the first things first that I wanted to bring up to y'all is Kinetic. Kinetic have struck again, ladies and gents. We have another one. Another Kinetic victim, another Nepo baby that is born into the Chelsea system. Here we go. Official Chelsea Football Club delighted to announce Glenn van der Kraan has been appointed Academy Director. Having recognized the significant leadership role he has played in shaping and overseeing the club's youth development program since joining in 2024. Huh? What youth are you fucking noticing in 2 years' time? Not even a year's worth of work. What? You saw Tariq George and Achapong? You're like, oh man, you're doing fantastic work. Look at what he's doing. Look at what he's doing. Are you fucking kidding me? All right, bro. All right, bro. This is a nepotism hire if I've ever seen it. 100% nepotism hire. And I'm trying to see if the comments have anything in regards to this. I'm pretty sure this is Kinetic related as well. Obviously, oh, well, yeah, no one gives a fuck, so they don't comment. Another one here is Jack Francis will head up a new program specifically aimed at preparing youth players to step up to senior football as the club's new pathways director. We're adding more directors and more positions than we can keep count on, people. This is insane. This is unnecessary. It's not needed. Honestly, this feels dirty to me. What it feels like to me is that they're trying to add these extra positions and all these extra programs and all these things just so they can get away with doing some underlying sketchy shit. That's just what it is to me. Oh, we have to make a department so we can, do a write-off on this and say we have this many employees and, we just need to do this and that. And it's like, I don't know, man. To me, that's what I'm saying. Brother joined last week and now he's getting a promotion. To me, it just screams. It just screams corruption. The corruption that you guys are looking for against Argentina, we have it here at Blueco. I promise you, there's plenty of it. Plenty for everyone to eat. Nom nom. You know what I'm saying? It's there. It's there. So, yeah, it's just weird. Big up, Oliver. To be fair, the youth teams seem to be doing well from what I hear. I care more about Kinetic being near the first team, McFarland, than the youth setup. It trickles up, though, Oliver. That's the thing that scares me. This trickles up. Like McFarland getting to the position he got into, what's to say McFarland were to step away at some point and take on another job, right? Because eventually this is a stepping stone, right? Like most of these directors, most of these, coaches and stuff like that. Well, maybe not most, but from what I can tell, at least putting myself in their shoes, I would probably want to see out a move elsewhere to potentially be a coach of a more elite squad or, compete for things, look for first team football in another country or another division. Maybe go to Copenhagen. I can be the coach for Copenhagen or the new coach for, well, I don't know if he's still there, but what's the team that... fuck, bro. Well, I don't know, Sheriff or whatever, Malmo, whatever. They're gonna want to eventually coach these bigger teams, these bigger names, these bigger reputations, do first team squad, be in Champions League, be in competitions, make a name for yourself. Maybe I'm thinking too much for my own shoes, but it trickles upwards. So if McFarland were to leave, then who's to say this guy, Glenn Vander Kran, isn't to eventually step up to that position when, God forbid, we have Xabi Alonso step down and we need an interim manager. It trickles upwards. That's the thing I'm worried about. Your foundations, eventually you gotta go somewhere to fill a position, an interim position at that. So I don't know, like the foundations, these players that are in these programs, right? And you're right. Our youth system, our youth academy seems to be doing really well. And I hope it stays that way. I genuinely do. But if there is a decline, maybe because of we're hiring too many fresh people, too many people who are still learning on the job, I'm worried that it gets to a point where we just don't fix that. We're just stuck with what we got. And then, we start pulling less and less talent from Cobham. And when we need to rely on Cobham, when there's too many injuries, we have to rely on bottom of the barrel. Like, the way I see it right now, Reggie Walsh can't get minutes. And that's a good thing. I mean, maybe it's a good thing. I don't know, actually, because you could look at it from the perspective of, well, shit, our academy's not good enough because they can't get into the first team. They're not good enough to get into the first team. But the way I was kind of approaching it was, Reggie Walsh can't get minutes because, there's still work to be done from the player's side to develop and be the player that he needs to be in Chelsea's first team. you know, but there's a talent there, and it just goes to show the levels of the first team football. But, and it's also what Tem CFC is saying, we're stockpiling too. So it's a little bit of, you just got to be careful, because one thing we keep criticizing, and Oliver's been part of the criticism too, is how many players we stockpile and we don't develop. We ruin their futures. If we're going to keep these players, I want people, the coaches in the system, to be able to coach them and develop them to be players that can play for the first team, or at least move on to other clubs and get us some, you know, cash money. So that's where I look at, okay, who are these people? This guy has no fundamentals here, 2 years of experience, and he's getting a promotion already. I don't know. I could be overthinking it. I don't care about how many of these academy players make the first team. It doesn't reflect on the academy. George is better than Garnacho, and he got loans / sold. But that's just one instance, right? Like, you have Achinpong. You got Levi Colwell. You got Reece James. You want the best of the best to filter through. And you got to rely on your academy, you know? There's got to be... We talk about the pipelines, people, right? We talk about the pipelines and funneling through the best talents and all that stuff. Look at how shit our pipeline was. We went from Maresca to Arthur, you know? If we're going to be doing pipelines, let's at least go from Maresca to, I don't know, maybe McKenna instead of an Arthur. That's all I'm trying to say. You got to make that pipeline stronger. So we'll see. Salute to Pierre, my man, Pierre. Big up, big up. Everyone smash up the like button, please. I'm doing a solo show because no one's here. You know, summer break and all that stuff. At your bro, who's the exact point? Better than Toast and Benoit, but gets microwave minutes. We'll see. We'll see what happens in this season. I'm sure he'll play at some point. And if not, then shit, I was wrong and he'll get moved on. But yeah, people, smash up the like button because we're going to move on to our next topic. And this next topic is just a little bit more sad, and it does make me, it does upset me a little bit to hear about this. So, rest in peace, Ken Bates. Yeah, no gimmick, no try to be funny on this one. This one's a serious one. So, yeah, for those of you who do not know, get to know. So, former chairman and Leeds owner Ken Bates has sadly died, age 94. Chelsea statement: it is with great sadness that we share the news of the loss of Ken Bates, former owner and chairman of Chelsea Football Club. The club sends our heartfelt condolences to Ken's wife, Susanna, and the rest of his family and his friends. Ken's determination to fight for Chelsea when times were tough and drive the team on to winning trophies will never be forgotten. Thoughts with Susanna and Ken's family and friends. And for those of you who do not know, here we go. So, 1982, Ken Bates bought Chelsea Football Club for £1. Yes, this was, I believe, and don't quote me on my history, people. I'm still learning a lot about Chelsea's history and stuff, so bear with me here. But I believe this was when Chelsea was on the verge of, you know, not existing anymore. They were even contemplating getting rid of it, the Stamford Bridge, and Ken Bates came through and bought it for £1 and built the empire that we know now, or at least built the foundations for Roman Abramovich then in 2003 to buy it for 140 mil. So talk about flipping for profit. Blueco, you should learn something here from Ken Bates. I'm just saying, you want to talk flipping, that's real profit right there. Which then in turn, obviously, Roman then sold the club, was forced to sell the club for $4.25 billion to Blueco. But Ken Bates pretty much gave Roman the club and the foundations to then build the Chelsea and the empire that we want so desperately to come back, ladies and gents. But yeah, Chelsea fans must not forget that Ken Bates fundamentally saved the club from financial oblivion and extinction. By purchasing the debt-ridden club for just £1 in 1982, he prevented us from immediate bankruptcy and stabilized the team. Crucially, he won a draining legal battle against property developers to keep Stamford Bridge as the club's home, laying the groundwork for modern success before selling to Roman Abramovich in 2003. Ken Bates laid the foundations that allowed Chelsea to become the dominant global football brand. And honestly, it is sad. I'm getting goosebumps just thinking about it. It is sad that, he's passed away. Obviously, an older gentleman. You know, 94 is a long time. But whenever you have someone that is so ingrained in the club's DNA and the culture, and I mean, Ken Bates got it started for Chelsea. He really did. It's just sad. So my condolences do go to his family, his friends, his close ones, his loved ones. And it's a shame. It's a shame. Yeah. So yeah, proper flip pure. Yeah, that's a proper flip for sure. That's a proper profit. Pure profit right there. That's proper pure profit. 100%, 99% pure profit. So yeah, built Chelsea and yeah, tanked Leeds. I mean, yeah, did he really? I mean, yeah, I guess so. Our rivals. Oh, man. But yeah, big up, man. Obviously, rest in peace. Condolences to his family, his friends, his loved ones, his close ones. And yeah, you know, hopefully he's resting in the sweetest of peace. But yeah, Ken Bates, people, passed away at the age of 94, I believe it was said. Hold on, let me just double check. 94, yeah, 94, Ken Bates. Chelsea legend. Hopefully, you know, his family is well off and all that. So, and hopefully we do something for him in the beginning of the season. Maybe the season opener, a moment of silence for Ken Bates. Yeah, something. I'm sure blue core on it. I'm sure blue core on it, people. Okay, moving on from that, on to the next topic. Ladies and gents, return of the Mac. Return of the Mac. Return of the Mac. Return of the Mac. We're making money on Return of the Mac. Copyright. Chelsea Residence by the Mac is the first football branded residence. Guys, I wanted to bring this up because some of you may have forgotten. But yo, these motherfuckers are really doing some shit. They're really doing some shit here. Like, look at this commercial. They made a whole ass commercial for the Mac. Dude, I think they're making some good money off of this. I can't lie. And honestly, chat, if I ever go to Dubai, I think this is in Dubai, right? Or is it in the Arab Emirates, the UAE? Yeah, I kind of need to go to this spot. I can't lie. It's probably going to cost me an arm and a leg to afford it. So we're going to need a lot more subscribers and a lot of you guys to hit that like and maybe some super chat donations and all that jazz. But I have faith we'll get there eventually, chat. And chat, of course, I'll take you with me. Of course, it ain't going to be a solo thing. We're going there together. I'll get the camera out. We'll record the whole thing. It may never happen. It's a pipe dream. But I would love to go to this and look at this commercial, man. Look fire. Even Rob Sanchez looking like he's glowing in this thing. And Rob Sanchez had a little bit of a glow up in this commercial. I can't lie, bro. It's like, yeah, looking nice. Doesn't it look nice, chat? Don't you want to go there? Don't you want to feel it, chat? Huh? Don't you want to feel it?
What do you mean by that?
You know, look at all this. Don't you want to live it, chat? I'm just saying. Don't you want to live it? Look at this. Penthouse suite and shit. Don't you want to experience the immersiveness X by DAMAC? The Chelsea residencies by DAMAC? Come on, man. Come on. Let's stop fucking around, all right? There's one thing Blue Co got right. It's those residencies, man. I really want to go really badly. I really want to. Hey, a like for every single person that wants to go check out the Chelsea residencies by DAMAC. And where is it again? It's in Abu Dhabi, right? Dubai? Abu Dhabi and Dubai are very different things. Chelsea residencies. Where the fuck is this shit, bro? It is in... Where is it? Dubai! So yeah, chat. When we can afford to go to Dubai, okay? The Mac is back. The Mac never left, baby. The Mac never left. Yeah, I'll be real. I really want to go, chat. So let's smash up the likes so that I can at least dream. I can at least dream of going to one of these, bro. That'd be amazing. And of course, like I said, I'm bringing chat with me. Chat, if I go to Dubai and go to the Chelsea residencies, y'all motherfuckers coming with. And y'all get to ask questions and you guys get to tour with me, all right? We're doing this together because it'll only be thanks to y'all, all right? So yeah, let's get those likes up. That needed to be a little motivational segment for you guys to hit the like. Little motivational segment for chat right there. Hey, look at the Mac. Doesn't it look nice? Don't you want to go? Don't you want to experience? Don't you want to feel it? The Mac meet and greet, that would be insane, but I'm pretty sure that the Mac meet and greet will only be like the top donors of this channel. And like, I don't know how many of y'all, if y'all can afford Dubai, big up, big up. I feel like Dubai is an expensive ass trip and it's hot as shit. So we got to go in the winter. We got to go in the winter. But like, yeah, no, I'd do the Mac meet and greet. Yo, what if chat, hear me out. What if we actually go to Dubai? We go to the Chelsea residencies in the Emirates, whatever the fuck, Dubai. Sorry, okay. And we come back and we officially become a brown envelope. We officially become a brown envelope. Like I dead ass become a whole ass brown envelope. Would y'all blame me? Would y'all blame me if I came back a brown envelope? I get the interview and the presentation and the keynote. You know what I'm saying? Would y'all hate on me if I actually became a brown envelope once I come back from Dubai, from the Chelsea residencies? Would y'all blame me for taking the brown envelope? I'm just saying, chat. I'm just saying, chat. I might have to start talking real nice about fucking Garnacho. You know what I'm saying? I might have to pull a Robert. All right, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. It's not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen. But it would be really nice to just have a really, really awesome experience in Dubai. I've never been. One day I would like to go just to explore it. It seems like the eighth wonder of the world when it comes to countries. But yeah, it's a really, really cool experience that I really would like to, at some point, at least taste the idea of potentially going there. All right. If I ever get to a point in my finances where I'm like, you know, I could do Dubai if I really wanted to. Just got to save up here and there. That's when I know brown envelopes are hitting. It feels a kind of weak, bro. That's when I know the brown envelopes are hitting. The brown envelopes are landing. But yeah, let's get those likes up, chat. Almost 55 of you and only 17 likes. That is Garnacho-like performance if I've ever seen it. That is a Garnacho-like performance. We should at least be at 20 likes, chat. I know some of y'all being lazy. Some of y'all just chilling. You don't want to hit that like. Brother, it's free. And I got plenty of content for you. I'm just loading it up. That's why I'm also stalling a little bit. So yeah, we got plenty of stuff to talk about, but y'all need to hit that like button. Do your part to help out the channel with the algorithm, the YouTube-ness, and all that fun stuff. And if you're new here, definitely subscribe. Okay, let's keep it pushing, chat. Even though, you know, we chat, we got to carry. We got to do a Jude Bellingham in this stream. I'm Jude Bellingham, and chat, because of the like ratio, you're more like, you're kind of moving like Bukayo Saka right now. I can't lie. All right, you're kind of moving like Bukayo Saka. You don't want to be Bukayo Saka this season. In fact, if you keep moving like this, you might start moving like Nani Madueke, and that's even worse. So, all right, the next segment I want to talk to you guys about is in regards to Arthur. Arthur, baby. Arthur's back. Arthur is back and better than ever. Let me tell you why. Because he is now Parisian. Paris! Liam Rosenior, appointed head coach of Paris FC, is pleased to announce the announcement of Liam Rosenior as head coach of the men's team. Welcome, Liam. Obviously, Liam saying what he says best, as always. A fantastic project. Liam delivered his first words as head coach. Let me actually switch over so we can actually go ahead and hear what the hell he's actually talking about. And maybe we can make fun of him. Who knows? But yeah, let's see what Liam had to say about his him coming to Paris.
Firstly, I'm so happy to be the new coach of Paris FC. Can't wait to get started with the players, and being in the stadium makes me feel so excited for the season to come. Yeah, I'm an English coach. I love football. I want my team to enjoy playing football and to show and express themselves and play with intensity and enthusiasm, and that's what I'm about, and hopefully I can bring that to this club.
For you, what does this mean, like signing to a new club in Paris?
Yeah, it's a fantastic project. After I met Antoine, Marco and Jean-Marc, and they explained to me what they want to do with this football club where they want to take it, I couldn't say no. I'm so happy that it's been agreed. I can't wait to get started in the job, and hopefully I can pay back the faith they've put in me in bringing real success to this club.
Talking about the fans, do you have a word for them?
Yeah, I can't wait to meet you all. I was in this stadium not long ago, and there was a great atmosphere when I was head coach of Strasbourg, and I can't wait to sample that atmosphere as now the home head coach.
What do you mean by that?
What do you mean by sample the atmosphere? What the hell is he talking about? Huh? I'm not gonna lie, I started laughing when he said, I'm an English coach, because I thought he was gonna go in a whole fucking, I'm an English coach, I wear glasses, I have a suit, I age men, I've coached whole sit, like he was just gonna go on and on about like, the sky is blue, the clouds are white, Zacle blue. Damn. You know? So I wasn't sure where he was gonna go with that. I really wasn't sure where he was gonna go with that. But listen, at the end of the day, like, you guys, if you don't know, I'm gonna let you know. I never didn't not rate him. I know I make fun of him a lot. I call him Arthur because he just frustrated the fuck out of me when he came to Chelsea, because he was just making really, really stupid mistakes. And it's just things that, chat, if you don't do your homework, 9 times out of 10, you're going to fail the test. Okay? The point of a test when you're in school is to prepare you, or the point of homework is to prepare you for the test. And so this guy wasn't doing his homework, and he was failing test after test after test after test. And it was really frustrating. So, you know, I was really frustrated with him in that sense. But I said, and if you guys remember, before he got appointed, that if he were to get appointed, I think he's a good manager. I just think that the lights might be too bright for him, and I think he might fall under pressure. And at the end of the day, that's essentially what happened. It was all jolly, good, and dandy in the first 6-7 games. Obviously, he lost the dressing room before he even stepped in. It was a losing battle, chat. And as we know, the players ended up downing tools anyways once Maresca's left. Some of these players, you know, didn't care anymore after Champions League. And you saw the results that happened, chat. You saw Nottingham Forest, you saw Sunderland, you saw all these games at the end of the season that were very winnable, and you saw the attitude that a lot of these players had. So it's a shame. It's a real shame. Obviously, we didn't want the season to go the way it did, but it did. And I don't really blame him too much. Yes, he had a bunch of bozo, stupid decisions that he just giggling on about. This guy, bro.
Today was my dream game, my first trophy, man of the match, two goals. The gaffer is very good.
Still see more iced. Sorry. Still see more iced. Still see more iced. Sorry.
That laugh, fucking, I just want to punch him. I can't lie. I just want to punch him. Listen, at the end of the day, I do think there's a talented manager there. I think the lights were way too bright for him when it came to Chelsea. He shouldn't have been at the club when he came in. At least Garnacho, at least Rosenior made Garnacho feel unwelcome. Massive W, 100%. I agree with this. Yeah, man, he should have stayed at Strasbourg. The problem is when your bosses offer you a job and they're in a really bad position, it's hard for you to turn that down because, I don't know. I think that would have I personally feel that if he had not taken the Chelsea job, I think eventually he would have been taken away from the Strasbourg job just for being disobedient. You know, we kind of have a dictatorship with Blue Coast, so I don't know. You don't want to mess around with dictators too much, so yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe he could have just stayed there and stayed out of the whole Chelsea limelight. But a lot of these coaches, they can't help themselves, man. They hear Chelsea and they're like, big job. And then they also hear this. And then they make the move and they're just not ready for it. So it is what it is. I hope him. I have nothing against him. I don't hate him. I don't, despise him. I do really hope he bangs it out of the park at Paris FC. And I actually kind of hope that, Blueco in some shape or form kind of help him out, sending him some loans or whatever the fuck. I don't know. I feel bad for the guy, like Coco said. I think he was put between a rock and a hard place and was forced to take a job that he wasn't ready for. So it is what it is. I wish the best for him. He didn't leave really on bad terms with me. It was bound to happen. He was going to get that sack, but yeah, too big of a job for him, for sure. But definitely a talented manager there that maybe in the future we'll see how he gets on. Maybe he gets a Premier League, signing or a Premier League club to sign for. And he might even do well there. But okay, ladies and gents, moving on to the next topic. And Ted Lang, big up to you, my man, because this was great timing. He was top against Ivory Coast. And you know what? We know what Ted Lang was talking about because he knows the next topic. Strasbourg. I know the thing says Strasbourg New Manager, but it just happens to be that my first topic on Strasbourg was about Gela Doué. Look at that. Fantastic. Ted, brilliant timing. Round of applause for Ted, chat. Round of applause. That was great. Inter Milan are looking around and closely monitoring Strasbourg's Gela Doué as a alternate should the Kalaili deal fall through. So I guess Kalaili is another player. So this is coming from Sky Sports. So Gela Doué looking for a move out of Strasbourg. This is one of the better talents from that Strasbourg team. I wouldn't mind Gela Doué at Chelsea. I think Gela Doué play. He's a fullback, but is he left or right? That's the part I don't remember. So let me just look that up real quick for y'all, chat. Plays right back. I'd rather him than Malo Gusto. I'll tell you all that. I'd rather him than Malo Gusto. Sue me. I think he's a better fullback than Malo Gusto. We'll see. We continue on. So then we have this Diego Souza. Okay, center mid and DM has bid farewell to Vitória de Guimarães on social media, though neither club has officially announced his transfer to Strasbourg. Souza joined Blueco's club for 11 million euros and 4 million in potential performance add-ons. His farewell message had the following to say: "Today I say goodbye to a club that has been far more than just a place where I played football. It has been my home for the past 12 years, the place where I grew not only as a player but above all as a person. This is where I completed my entire football education, learned important values, built lifelong friendships, and experienced moments that I cherish forever. I leave with a full heart and an immense sense of gratitude for everything I have experienced here. Vitória will always hold a special place in my heart because some bonds never truly end. To win a trophy with this club makes this farewell even more emotional. It was an unforgettable moment that will forever be part of the club's history. To have played a role in the chapter in this tremendous source of pride." Diego Souza. Now, shut the fuck up. Wait. Why Kai Havertz and Cole Palmer? Nah, he does look like Cole Palmer and Kai Havertz fused. I can't unsee that now. It's the fusion of Kai Havertz and Cole Palmer. Coco, that's what you're looking at right now. Oh, man. Okay, so Diego Souza. I heard this guy before. I think we signed him some time ago. 20-year-old center defensive mid. This is one to look out for in Strasbourg next season. Obviously, I don't think I should have read this because you guys don't care, and I don't really care either. I don't know much about this guy. But one to look out for. He's coming to Strasbourg next season. He will be playing in that midfield, probably taking up, Barco's position. I've heard about this guy. I have. So that's the part that it has me intrigued for sure. But let's move on then to the part that I really want to talk about, which is Strasbourg's next manager. So, as expected, Sorry, chat. As expected to appoint, Strasbourg are expected to appoint a new manager in the coming days. Now, this has been a saga that's been going on for some time now, chat. Look at this tweet. It's from June 30th. Now, look at all the links that have happened since then. And they're from reputable sources, too. That's the weird part. So, Tutto Mercato had this to say. RC Strasbourg is a rumor, right? RC Strasbourg have made contact with former Juve manager Thiago Motta, 43-year-old, over their vacant head coach position, according to reports from France. The Italian tactician is understood to be among several candidates being considered following Gary O'Neill's departure. Now, Tutto Mercato is somewhat of a reliable source when it comes to Italian sources, and this is an Italian manager. Thiago Motta is preparing to return for management. His agents confirmed the Italian has received interest from several clubs and will take his job, the next job, only when the right conditions are met. So this was coming from June 25th last month. Thiago Motta. Then, boom, out of left field, links to Thomas Frank. Thomas Frank is understood to be one of the candidates being considered to take the charge of Strasbourg. Don't think that's a bad appointment for the level that Strasbourg are at. Sure. He appears to match several of the key criteria Strasbourg are looking for in their next head coach. However, Strasbourg are in no rush to make an appointment. Despite Gary O'Neill's swift departure, Strasbourg still have time to assess their options carefully. Preseason training is scheduled to begin 8th of July, so it already started, giving the club's hierarchy a few more days to finalize their decision. And you're probably thinking, shit, preseason already started. Who's the coach? We'll get there. Bodo Glimt manager Kjetil Knudsen, I think that's how you say that name. I definitely butchered it. Is in advanced talks with Bluecoat to become the new Strasbourg manager. L'Equipe, a French source, saying that this guy is going to be the next manager of Strasbourg, and it looked like it was going to happen. It really did. And then here we go, chat. Ben Jacobs getting this one right. Wow, he's been wrong a lot this summer. Hugo Oliveira is the leading candidate to take over Strasbourg. Bluecoat impressed by his job at Famalicão. What club is that? Hold on, what? Famalicão, is that Brazilian or Portuguese? Was in the running for the Fulham job and now likely to move to Ligue 1 with Strasbourg. I gotta look up what this is, chat. Hold up. Okay, that's fine. It is Liga Portugal. Okay, so is that Liga NOS? The Primera Liga, also known as the Liga Portugal. Sponsorship reason is professional. Okay. So it's not Liga NOS anymore. It's Liga Portugal. Primera Liga. Okay. Fair enough, because of sponsorship reasons. Okay, fair enough. So, yeah, he came from Liga NOS, Liga Primera Liga, Liga Portugal League, okay? Portuguese League, we'll just keep it simple, chat. Sorry. Hugo Oliveira, 47, the manager from Famalicão, has been preferred ahead of Wilfred Nancy. That's another name I forgot to mention. Wilfred Nancy was touted with the job too. And is set to become Strasbourg's new head coach and will be transferred for his fee slightly above 2 million euros, while his release clause was 4 million euro. Oliveira is expected in Alsace on Sunday with his staff to sign his contract, the length of which was not been disclosed. He is expected to lead training on Monday, while the preseason training camp in Faro will begin July 19th. Whew. Sorry, chat. But yeah, this is the new Strasbourg coach. And I say this because this does relate to us, people. This is the coach that's going to develop future Chelsea players. The coach that could potentially even move up to the Chelsea job if things go really, really sour grapes with Xabi Alonso, which I don't think will happen. But regardless, a name to look out for, Hugo Oliveira. We'll see how well he does. We'll see if he does really, really good in Strasbourg. Strasbourg going band for band with Chelsea with switching managers. Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, it'd be looking like that. I can't like Coco. It'd be looking like that. But I don't think O'Neill never really wanted the job. I think O'Neill was doing a favor for Blueco. So as soon as he had the opportunity to get another job, which was Ipswich, chat, he took it. And that's in the Premier League. So I don't blame him either. And yeah, we'll see how that goes, chat. Things to keep up with Strasbourg. Keeping up with the Strasbourgs is another series that I'm going to start at some point. maybe. I don't know. I'm just joking. Okay. The other one I wanted to bring up, chat, which is another rumor that happened to come and go. Big rumor that happened to come and go, to be honest. And that's going to be in regards to Quinones Links, ladies and gents. Yes, hi, Quinones, the Mexican left winger that we just saw in the World Cup. Okay, so Saudi sources making big claims that Chelsea have submitted a bid to sign the Mexican forward Julian Quinones. And I can't lie, some of y'all actually wanted this guy. He's good for the level he's at. Whoa. That was weird. He's good for the level he's at, which is maybe like, you know, a mid-table Premier League team. At best, it's a mid-table Premier League team, chat. Okay? Or, you know, maybe in the Dutch league or Serie A. I don't think this guy's a killer. I just think this guy would be another version of a Gittins, where it's sometimes good performance, sometimes shit. Can't keep up with the pace of the Premier League, and yeah, just struggles. And Ben Jacobs then reporting to us that understand Alcancia forward Julian Quinones is viewed as not for sale. Chelsea have not placed a bid despite the reports, and I don't think Chelsea did either. I really don't think they did. This is not an elite signing. This is not a signing that moves the needle or really improves us. I just think he's another player that's going to frustrate the team. It's going to frustrate us as viewers. And we're going to learn the hard way. I don't think he's ready for that high level. I could be wrong. I really could be wrong. But I don't think he's ready for week in, week out Premier League intensity over the course of 38 games. Sorry I keep yawning, chat, because I'm not breathing, okay? Over 48 games, 50 games, or 38 games, whatever the fuck, okay? A lot of games that we play in the Premier League, I don't think this is the guy that'll, you know, keep up with the pace of the league. But, hey, if he does end up coming to the Premier League, he goes to, like, I was about to say Wolves, but Wolves is not the team in the Premier League anymore. If he goes to, like, a Sunderland or, like, I don't know, an Ipswich or something like that, maybe you might see some damage there, but I don't. As soon as I saw this, I didn't really believe it either. So just putting that out there, because some of you guys in the watch-alongs have been asking me about the player and my thoughts, and obviously referring to the links, and I just didn't think the links were really that true at all, honestly. But yeah. Whew! Let's move on to the next topic, chat. Sorry, I've been up since like fucking 8 a.m., so I am a little tired as well. But it's mostly because I'm not breathing. So, okay, let's get on to the nitty-gritty of Chelsea. Let's talk about the team building, okay? This gives us a little bit of reflection on what might happen in the transfer window and what we might expect, so that y'all don't do this whole gimmick of, they're not changing the project. Well, they never said they were. So let's get on with it and see what I'm talking about here. So, first one from Bobby Vincent. We have here, sources have not disclosed too many other names when it comes to the attacking Chelsea targets, but there will be talks behind the scenes to ensure Xabi Alonso has everything he wants by the time the transfer window slams shut on the 1st of September. Chelsea are working on the departures of Gaga Slonina, David Statro Fofana, Kendry Paez. A loan for Kendry Paez is wild. The fact that he's even being considered to come back, brother. Let him go, let him go, let him go, let him go. David Washington, another loan. Why? Let him go, let him go. Okay? Let him go, let him go. David Washington, you gotta go. Okay? Caleb Wiley and Shumaira Shimueka. Okay? I'm not gonna do the whole butchering his name again. But yeah, Shimueka. All Chelsea players considered, to be departing either on loan or permanent sale. Don't think Kendry Paez should be here even on a loan. I think sell him and just get him gone while you can. All right. Omari Kellerman is probably on that list as well. Romeo Lavia and Dario Asugo are currently expected to stay at Chelsea. And that one's for Lavia, really, because my boy Isugo, cash money. Yeah, he's got the boots on, bro. You already know. Baby Caicedo upcoming. Baby Caicedo incoming. I'm trolling, chat, but I mean, listen, it's hard to say if he was good enough because he didn't really play. He was hurt for most of the season. And y'all are ready to throw him away. What if he ends up being good? He goes into the Premier League and he ends up being fucking class. The next Rodri. I'll remind you guys that you wanted to fucking sell him without watching him. It's not like Lavia. Dario Isugo didn't even get a first season. Chat. Shock horror. Dario Isugo didn't even get a full season to really showcase if he can keep up with the Prem. So, obviously, not surprised that he's going to stay. No, we're fine, Oliver. You're talking about a player you've never seen play. What if he's just like Caicedo? We just haven't unlocked his potential, okay? If Caicedo gets hurt, we're actually in hell. No, if Caicedo gets hurt, we have baby Caicedo to the rescue. And that's Isugo. Big up Isugo. Generational talent Isugo. Y'all panic too much. Y'all already assume the worst. You haven't even seen the guy play. All right? Big up Isugo. Lavia, on the other hand, we'll see. There is a really good talent with Lavia that is absolutely undeniable. Fuck me, man. I need to breathe, chat. Woosah. I need to breathe. Lack of oxygen in my brain, causing me to yawn a lot, okay? Yes. Dario Isugo, for sure. Didn't get to see him play. Obviously, he's going to get another season. Lavia, with him, you know the talent is there when he does play. It's just a matter of how often are you going to actually play. Lastly, Chelsea must confront the financial reality of a summer without European football. Players' exits are therefore important as part of the club's plans. So, Let's see. You could throw the towel in if you want. Lavia, Isugo, Barco as midfield options to Caicedo and possibly Enzo if he doesn't leave in the summer. Throw the towel in. Listen, Barco, we'll see what happens when he plays. I'm not assuming the worst like some people. Isugo, let's see what happens when he's actually fit for the whole season instead of just injured. Because I know some of y'all did not really watch him play that much at all. He never even really fucked up. He never did anything to really deem anyone. He never fucked up in any game to have everyone react like, you know, he's shit. Like you just never seen him. You're just assuming he's shit. And then Lavia, I get it. I get Lavia. So we'll see what happens with Lavia. But yeah, Chad, I mean, it is what it is. The team building is exactly how you see it. We're gonna get into more detail with that in a later segment. But yeah, the player exits have to happen, and it's unfortunate that certain players are actually taking that exit. Certain players that some of you guys didn't rate either, to be honest, but are quick to cry about it. But let's keep the topics pushing then, so that we can get to that topic. And the first one I want to bring up, Chelsea fans, everyone here, smash up the like if you haven't done so already. Alonso's preseason has begun, ladies and gents. Let's get that in there. There he is! Aura maxing. Xavi is here, people. Xavi is here. And 100% Shawa, the front of shirt sponsors, is disgraceful and total incompetence from the club. But yeah, here he is. To be fair, chat, I can't. Oh my God, I'm so sore. To be fair, chat, there might be a front of shirt sponsor happening. It just hasn't happened yet. HP apparently are in conversations with Chelsea. But we'll see. We'll see what happens with that. If it even happens at all. You know, it's all rumors for now. But yeah. Xabi Alonso's in the building, ladies and gents. Bobby Vincent reporting that Xabi Alonso is set to take his first training session as a Blues manager Thursday this week as Chelsea's preseason begins underway at Cobham. All right. So he did start 4 days ago, ladies and gents. Or did I get that right? Yeah. 4 days ago he started. So yeah, he was already there. People were saying, "Where's Shabby? Why aren't you working? This fraud, get him gone, all this and that." Calm the fuck down, bro. Can we stop with the pocket watching? Stop with the pocket watching. What is an extra day or two of preseason in all reality, right? We have players that fall apart like biscuits all the time anyways. What's an extra day or two of delaying preseason? At the end of the day, you get your preseason done. It takes 2 weeks to get your players fit to the optimal conditions at this level of professionalism, all right? You don't need the extra months. The extra months are just to go over tactics and really drill that in and just focus in on that. Get to know the players, try different things. You know what I mean? And at the end of the day, we don't need to win the preseason, chat, as long as we do well in the league, okay? You saw in Nebraska, we were shit that preseason. Nebraska came in, and then you saw how the season ended, all right? We move on. Every player not in international duty has reported back to Cobham except for, ladies and gents, except for Garnacho, Desasi, Badiashile, Guiu, Kellyman, Dacha Fofana, and Caleb Wiley. Now I can tell you, these are very likely because of moves away from the club. Guiu, well, everything should be related to moves away from the club, to be fair. So maybe that's why. Maybe that's why, chat. Xabi Alonso takes charge of his first training session as Chelsea manager. Look at him. Look at him go. Look at him go. And you know what? I feel this. This is how I feel, chat. This is how I feel. We continue on. Esteban Alonso in training today. And you guys already know this has become such a fucking viral meme. It's hilarious, okay? It's actually hilarious. So big up to the Chelsea community for turning this into a meme. And then he said the lads gave everything, and that was before your time, not Asugo, Esteval. So yeah, big up. This is a funny one for sure. Xabi Alonso, all right, and he had a few good things to say. Obviously, things that we want to hear from the manager. And I'll say this, chat, just because this ended up being like super controversial. I'll say this: I'm not a fan of turning something that's supposed to be free into a profitable thing, right? Like, I get it. They made a good amount of money from doing the CFC Plus thing and hiding, you know, the interview behind closed door for whatever the fuck. I think they got backlash about it and said, all right, we're going to, instead of just hiding it behind closed doors, we're going to, you know, release it first to the members and then release it to the rest of the general audience. Regardless, the video was already out anyways. I ended up catching a 15-minute interview that he did, but it's not a good look. Obviously, you don't want to do that. You don't want to fucking turn the free things into streaming services, and that's just where the world is going at. Unfortunately, everything's a streaming service. Everything's a monthly subscription. But regardless, Xabi Alonso had the following to say. The potential of the team and squad made me really excited to find a squad to work with, create a football idea, bring excitement to the stadium, and connect with the fans. Okay? He also said that you can't hold back anything. Everything is for the team. Hard work is a must. You need to create the culture, and it starts with in the daily process at Cobham. And I like this because he's taking accountability. He's already saying, listen, we want everything to go for Chelsea. All right? Everything to be for the team. Everything to be for the badge. Okay, chat? Everything to be for the badge. All right? You can be blue co out, but you can still back the badge. All right? Because the badge will be here even when blue co leaves. Reminder for those blue co out people. I'm one of them, okay? I'm one of them. It's right there. Blue co out. But remember, the badge matters more. Okay? So he's saying hard work is a must. They are going to create the culture for the fans to enjoy, all right, and back the team. We need to be an unstoppable force. I want to be back to like that level that Tuchel made us, where we're a team that's difficult to beat or a team that no one wants to play against, okay? So Xabi Alonso had this to say to us, chat, us the fans, okay? The message is we want to share that belief with good things will come if we are together and we create this strength. It has to come from us to bring the energy. But together we can achieve great things in the coming years. I agree. It has to come from the players. It has to come from the players. And as long as the players believe, chat, as long as the players show us on the pitch effort, show us on the pitch blood, sweat, and tears, I'm 100% sure that everyone in this chat, including myself, will back those players. They will back them through fire and brimstone, okay? Because that's all we want. We want you to fight for the badge. We continue on. Xavi Alonso is scheduled to stage an unveiling press conference on Monday. So tomorrow, chat, we'll be hearing more from Xavi Alonso, a press conference from him. And we'll see what happens. But, chat, let me know. What do you guys think so far of the press conference? Not the press conference, the first interview. Alonso being through the door. Him being essentially ready to get started. And the training we've seen so far. Man still got them old school red and white Predators. I'm not reading that. Ahmed, big up. So yeah, it's great to see. It's great to see that we're seeing good words from the manager, well spoken, and there's other quotes as well. Like I said, I urge you guys, if you do want to learn more about what Xavi Alonso had to say and the whole interview, go and watch the 15-minute interview. It's not very long, and he says a lot of the same things that we keep, bringing up and saying what we want our managers to say, right? None of this Pochettino fake energy, right? But Alonso, I'm excited. I'm excited to see what you got in store for us. I think the first preseason game happens. Let me check, chat. Chelsea preseason. 28th of July. That's really not too far away, Chad. That's about... It's almost 2 weeks away. Chat, we're 2 weeks away from getting our... Maybe, Shawa. Maybe. We'll see. It could happen. I don't actually disbelieve that. I just read Alonso would get sacked, and I was like, hold on. Let me not react. Let me actually read this whole thing. So yeah, like I said, chat, 2 weeks, and we're already going to start seeing Chelsea players play. And obviously, it won't be the World Cup players. It'll probably be Sapaev. We'll see Omega has been in training. Levi Colwell's ready. Wesley Fofana. Not sure what's happening with Badiashile or Axel Disasi. But, yeah, you're going to have... Caicedo's probably going to join up with them at the end of the... Maybe midweek. Midweek, Caicedo will be joining. Or he'll join... the weekend after, so next weekend. So yeah, we're gonna start seeing more and more players turn up. Quenda's in there as well, training hard. Omega, I think I said that already. Garnacho hopefully will be sold. Gittins is in training as well. So yeah, I really hope it all works out for Xavi Alonso. I'm sure we'll have a good season under him. We just got to make sure we continue to back him properly. Okay, now let's get into the meat and potatoes of today's show, ladies and gents. And if you haven't done so already, please be sure to smash that like button. It helps out the channel tremendously. We're trying to get to 5K subscribers. I have a really, really big reveal, a really, really big surprise for you guys at 5K. But the only way I get there is by you guys smashing that like and you guys subscribing to the channel. So let's actually try to get to 50 likes in today's show. There's about 50 of you already here. So easy as pie. Just click that like. It's free to do. And it helps out tremendously. More than you could believe, chat. More than you could believe. All right, before I let you in, fraud. I'm just kidding. I just felt like calling you a fraud. Before I let you in, let me set up the platform for you to discuss the next topic, which, ladies and gents, is going to be about our boy, the guy I have an agenda against, apparently, Enzo Fernandez. Polarizing figure. Some applause, some boos. I meant to do the booze, but it is what it is. I mean, some people are glazing him regardless. Some people are on his knees just taking his loads. I'm just saying, bro.
Hey, yo!
Some people that are hiding in the chat right now. I can't lie. Anyways, so just in, Enzo Fernandez, when asked about Chelsea, ladies and gents, this is what you don't do. When asked about Chelsea, I'm not thinking about my future right now. I'm here living this moment that is incredible for me. After the World Cup, we will see. Enzo Fernandez, PYS, reporting it, or saying it as well. Enzo Fernandez once again fails to declare his future to Chelsea. Everything from his agent is a reflection of his feelings, not what you want from your vice captain. Pretty easy concept to understand, people, but a lot of people struggle to get that. That's the vice captain we're talking about, not committing his future to Chelsea, even though he's under contract. That tells you he wants to leave, and he's making it known very, very, very publicly instead of under the radar, okay? We continue on. More about Enzo Fernandez. Enzo Fernandez's agent, Javier Pastore, will talk to Chelsea after the World Cup to try to understand what solutions could be best for all parties. The contract is still a problem, but between Chelsea and Enzo. And then lastly, Chelsea sources continue to insist that there is an expectation Enzo Fernandez will be playing his football in West London next season, and that he remains a highly rated and valued member of the squad Xabi Alonso has inherited, according to Bobby Vincent. Ahmed, the Bridge Nation, big up to you. Oh, man, are you tired of this yet? Have you been tired of this? Are we over this? It's ridiculous, man. Ahmed, can you even hear me?
Sorry, were you talking to me? My bad.
Yeah, I was talking to you.
Well, listen, man. I'm not really sure what you want me to say, buddy. Because the reality of the situation is that, you know, our manager looks like he's had a vasectomy. I'm gonna say it because you're not willing to say it.
I don't know why, but okay.
He looks like, you know, he's lost. He looks like, man, he don't want to talk anymore. You know, it sounds like, you know, it looks like he's gonna be shooting a lot of blanks this season. You know, it looks like another L of a season. Can't wait for that, guys. Let's lock in. Let's go, Jack. Let's go. The reason why Enzo is doing
out before we kick a ball. Are you already saying Alonso out before we kick a ball?
I mean, you can say that. I've not claimed to say Alonso out, Alonso in.
Okay.
I'm just ruminating about what the current scenario is leading to. That's what I'm saying. But
okay.
If you
cuckoldry. Got it.
But I'm just saying, let's not shoot blanks for life, guys. That's what I'm saying. But excuse me. Let's actually get serious a little bit and talk about this. The reason why he's doing this future gimmick now is because it seems that the Real Madrid deal is looking like it's gonna be GG's, mate.
Yeah,
that is what's happening.
Their official statement. It might not mean anything, but they still said something.
It's not even just from that perspective. It's also a financial perspective, because we all know that Chelsea are only going to sell you if they're going to make a maximum amount of profit off of you. Okay, yeah. And if they set that price, that's what it is.
Mm-hmm.
And
especially considering the market, you know.
Exactly. So listen, right now I'm going to be honest with you. He knows the truth. He knows he's fucked because he's also got Javier Pastore, you know, who has essentially fucked him right up the arsehole, and he can blame him for that too. That's literally what's happened to him, bro. You know, Sami Zayn, not Sami Zayn, sorry.
What do you mean by that?
Javier Pastore literally fucked him. That's it.
Yeah, but I mean, he consented. That's the other problem. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, no, he consented. There's no denying that. But I'm just being honest. The reason why we're in this situation he's in this situation is because Javier Pastore absolutely killed him. That's it. Simple as that, bro.
Yeah, no.
And he can cry all he wants, but at the end of the day, it's not your fault. It's not my fault. It's his fault and Javier Pastore's fault, bro. He was acting like a, you know, how can I say this in the nicest way possible? Okay, he thought he was a prime time high class escort, you know, and that she was, you know, the top guy was gonna get him, right? Because like, you know, I don't know how much these guys offer for their services, right? But whatever price they got for him there, the guy said no.
Right?
You know what I mean? Well, you said it, not me. I don't know. I'm just saying.
I don't know either.
Well,
there's no way they charge millions. You know, it's got to be in the thousands.
I'm not willing to speculate. I'm just saying whatever value was offered, he said no to that. Pimp said no to Pimp said no to that, and now he's in the situation where he can't escape. That's it, man. And now it's his fault.
I get that, but I think there also has to be some accountability for Enzo, not because he allowed him to do all this, but like when you are in the public media, when you are being asked about these in public and the journalists are looking for the lines and all that stuff, brother, you're feeding into it. You're feeding into it saying, oh, I don't know about my future. I'm not going to talk about it now. Like, look at how quickly Caicedo shut it down and all the noise, you know? Caicedo just said, I'm under contract with Chelsea. That's flattering and all that stuff, but we'll see what happens when my contract runs out. And you know what? You could still have your manager twerking and saying all these things and trying to sell you on. There's nothing, you know, there's no rules against that. Obviously, we've seen that with Mino Raiola and all these past agents where, yeah, they're going to, even though the player denied links and all this stuff, they're just going to deny. They were still doing, you know, work. They were still getting publicity out there. They were still getting shit done. Even Jorginho, like I said, he's the prime example that I bring up because it's the most recent one I can remember. Jorginho's agent was twerking for Napoli and saying all these things. Oh, he's going to come home. Oh, he misses home. And then when Jorginho was asked about it in a public statement, he said, no, not true. I'm under contract with Chelsea. Boom. There you go. But the manager, the guy was still going. The agent was still going, finding him moves. So just about the way he approached it. He fucked himself as well a little bit, not just Javier Pastore. They both fucked themselves, and I don't know. I mean, do you see a way to reintegrate Enzo into the team and that being a possibility?
They don't really listen to fan opinions, so there's no point of me really giving an opinion on that, Marshall.
Huh?
You know what I just said? They don't really listen to. They don't listen to fan opinions. They don't listen to the fans' voices, and so there's no point of me making a comment on
this.
This
This is true, but just for the record, where do you stand on this? Just for the casually record.
It doesn't matter what I think. Honestly, they probably will reintegrate him, and then they'll make him the heart of the system because we all know that's Plan B, man. We acting like we don't know what the answer is to this question, bro. You know. There is no point of me and you having this opinion when we both know what the reality is going to be at the end, bro. You got Reese, the quiet boy, James. He ain't saying shit. We like his Instagram, his Instagram little story posts. You know what I mean?
Bro, he's in the World Cup. What do you want?
I'm just saying, man. No. Listen. I don't hear him much. Before the World Cup, I didn't hear much about him during the World Cup either. So I'm just trying to point that out.
Like, I'm trying to think. Have we ever had our captains speak against, like past captains speak against like this kind of outcry in past? Like, did Aspie ever deny links to Mason Mount leaving, or whatchamacallit, Kai Havertz talking to people, or who else did we have that left the club? Timo, like, I don't know, like Emerson, like I don't know, like why does he have to be responsible for this? It's just not his job. He just has to lead on the pitch. Yeah, but our previous captains never did any of that stuff either.
Well, listen, man. Our previous captains didn't do that, bro.
Right. It is what it is. We live in FIFA land. All right. Well, speaking of Argentinians we want leaving the club, this segues me to another Argentinian that I'm so happy to hear this news. Chat, smile from ear to ear if you're happy to hear this as well. And definitely, just another reminder, smash that like button, especially for this news I'm about to give you. All right? Because this one's, oh man, it's nice to be on the other end of this. Garnacho wants to leave. I've never heard chat so happy to just hear that. Let's get into it. This is great. All right, let's get into this story, chat. Here's the first of the tweets, okay? Oh my god, I'm sneezing for good luck. Okay. Alejandro Garnacho is up for sale. As of July 6th, we have Ben Jacobs and Bobby Vincent reporting that Chelsea won't consider a loan deal. There are a number of clubs that are interested in signing the winger. Max also reported that Garnacho being formally up for sale is now in the media today, and Chelsea journalists, as said here, also understand Chelsea would listen to big bids for Pedro Neto if any come in. Neto's experience and work rate seen as valuable, however. So we'll talk about this a little bit later, Ahmed, but I do think Neto ends up staying this season. But we continue on. Chelsea feel they can get 40 million pounds for Alejandro Garnacho because his data last season is quite good. What? What the fuck? Okay, so Simon Johnson then says Chelsea are ready to listen to offers for Garnacho. They are aware of the interest from two clubs playing in a Champions League next season. The club are only willing to accept permanent transfer. Fabrizio, then the myth. All right, Chelsea could sell Garnacho in case they receive a good bid. We never know in the market. Sometimes transfers can end up being a loan with an obligation or a loan with a salary covered. As of today, though, Chelsea position is permanent transfer. Movements are taking place around Alejandro Garnacho. Clubs are interested, according to Fabrizio. Then we also hear the exclusive from Bobby Vincent as well, that Chelsea are open to selling Garnacho this summer after just one season at Stamford Bridge. There is interest in Garnacho, and there have been reports in Italy regarding Roma wanting to loan the winger. But Chelsea sources say will only consider a permanent transfer this summer. London is Blue Pod, Ben Jacobs on Garnacho. There's a Premier League interest. There's a lot. There's definitely also been an inquiry from Al Qadsiya in Saudi Arabia. All I know is from Chelsea sources is that there are multiple clubs interested. And then July 10th, 2 days ago, just in, Chelsea's price tag for Garnacho is £34 million, according to the Marzio, the Italian link. Okay, the Italian journalist here, a reliable source for Italy. Roma have offered Chelsea a loan that could become an obligation with certain conditions, but there is no agreement. Roma, according to Patty, wants to make an offer, loan plus £25 million obligation to buy that will cover wages of Garnacho. Chelsea's seeking more, and Garnacho is open for any move right now. He's not in Xabi's list as we speak. That's a big one. That's a groundbreaking one. Movement around Garnacho, and clubs are taking information on him, including Roma. But it depends on formula, as they won't do a permanent transfer at the moment. Only a loan. So we have to be patient and see what happens next, according to Fabrizio. Patty also saying that Garnacho himself wants to leave and get minutes. Two Premier League clubs are keen. Fabrizio, breaking. Alejandro Garnacho is preparing to leave Chelsea. Let's say that Garnacho and Chelsea are increasingly distant. Chelsea want a permanent deal. This may not be the case but with Garnacho, but the market teaches us that in August, it could become a loan with obligation. Then in the final 12 hours, a loan with salary covered. We need to keep an eye out on Garnacho. We'll see what happens. We'll wait. And then Alejandro Garnacho also open to leaving Chelsea as club prepares to sell him in case of a permanent deal proposal. AS Roma want Garnacho, but not an initial loan. Chelsea insists on permanent to open doors. Garnacho would be keen on the Roma move. Alejandro Garnacho has been allowed to stay away while his future is being sorted out by the club. And then we also have here that Xabi has told no to Garnacho. He wants premium goal scoring wingers. Sorry, Garnacho. That's not you, brother. Garnacho is unhappy with the way Chelsea have treated him in recent days. He received no call from Xabi or anyone at the club informing him that he had to report for it's over between Chelsea and Garnacho as we speak. I mean, do you need to be told to report to preseason? As far as if you haven't been told to not report, it's under the assumption you're supposed to report Garnacho. So that's a weird little quote there. But hey, you know what? If it's actually true and he's upset he didn't get the call for preseason, then so be it. Just in, Chelsea believe deal for Garnacho to leave is close. £42 million price tag according to Bobby Vincent. Garnacho and Chelsea, it's over. Chelsea don't see any sense in having a player train with Alonso when he's not involved in the project. Decided between club and player. Garnacho will leave this summer. Chelsea price tags for Garnacho. Premier League clubs 45 million. Clubs abroad 42 million pounds. Paul Winstanley, you wasted a year of our lives trying to convince us that this guy was the guy. We could have told you. In fact, we did tell you. We did tell you he's not the guy. And now look at you. Now gone on a permanent after one season. Flash sale. Get him gone. One of the players that we desperately need to move on from this team because he's just not good enough. And he's never been good enough. And what's worse is that there's a 10% sell-on clause, chat. So we're not even going to get the full amount of money that we're sending this player out for. It's disgusting stuff. But Ahmed, the floor is yours if you want to discuss how disgusted you are by Garnacho.
Nothing to say. Like, he shouldn't have been here last season. We all knew this was going to be the end game. There's nothing to be surprised about. There's nothing to be shocked about. It's a failure that we already expected. So, at the end of the day, man, I don't know why we needed to have this fiasco happen.
It should have been avoided from the get-go. I agree. This does not need to happen. We all knew the player was not good enough. We all knew that this player was going to struggle at Chelsea. And listen, if it's one thing I got to give our boy here, who, I mean, Garnacho felt like he wasn't appreciated and felt disrespected, got to give credit to our boy. He stinker and hooked him after that West Ham game and never played him again. So, great decision from him for that one. And I got to give him credit for that. But yeah. Obviously, chat, I'm ecstatic about this. I really need him to go. And you got Fabrizio saying he is done. He's gone. Where he goes, I don't know. It needs to happen quick and fast. And, you know, no refunds. No refunds. You know, after 10 seconds of the negotiation being over, no refunds. That was your window. You passed it. You can't get your money back. So I'm all for that. 100%. Let's see what we can get out of Garnacho. I think 40 million pounds is a steep price. How much did we pay for him? Hold on. Do you remember how much we paid for him, Ahmed?
I refuse to engage in this topic.
It's okay. I'll engage myself.
I refuse to engage on principle, Marshall. That the fact we've had a 10-minute conversation about Garnacho is a disgrace to this club. Honestly.
We paid 40 million pounds of Garnacho. Fucking
you know,
Christ, bro.
You're forgetting something, by the way.
What?
You know United have a 10% add-on clause, so there's gonna be
No, I mentioned it. You just weren't listening. You weren't engaged in the conversation. Those thrusters in your head were just focused on Assassin's Creed or something. So it is
no, not really. I refuse to play recent on principle of me playing the OG game. I bought the collector's edition because I like the figurine, but that was it really.
No, fair enough. Fair enough. But yeah, we paid 40 million pounds for this player. I'd be happy if we just break even. I don't even mind taking a.
Can we ask the real question, Marshall, again? Can we ask again the real question, Marshall? Why are we trying to sell? We're so focused on Garnacho and all these guys. I bet to hear people speak about Buddy Shield sell, the Sarsi sell, Tosin sell.
I mean, we were saying the same thing last week, and now look what happened with Garnacho. So maybe give it in time. I agree, though.
Was always getting sold.
You know,
Garnacho was always getting sold, Marshall. There's no point in even having this discussion because me and you last week there was already links with Garnacho to Roma last week when we were talking to Zara, if you remember. That was
agents though.
Yeah,
you know how Garnacho's agents.
No. The point I'm trying to make though is that Garnacho already had links to leave. I'm talking about the guys that we need to actually let go of. There's been zero links on. I saw Dilap, in the fucking pre-season training picture, smiling, giggling. Why is he still here?
I mean, he's on his knees to stay at Chelsea. I can't lie.
I saw Wesley Fofana smiling and giggling. Why is he here?
Yeah, we'll see, man.
You
It'll
know,
happen.
I
It'll happen.
saw real Chris smiling, giggling at Scottish Castles. Why is he here now?
Scottish Castles. I'm smiling, giggling.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, though, like, one point that people bring up, all right, it's like, we all know these players are not super popular. They're not super sought out by clubs.
But this is a false
Wait,
dichotomy.
hold on.
This is
What
false.
what I'm trying to get at is that it's not entirely false. Like, the Sassy does have shooters out there, but the one that was honestly, realistically going to buy him is now relegated. So they don't got that money like they used to. They're poor.
That's actually
right?
not true.
What do you mean?
I'll explain it, but listen, you finish your point, then I'm gonna crash it on you.
Well, my point was just that I think towards the end of the window, when clubs start becoming desperate and targets starts to dissipate, I think then we'll start seeing some flash sales like, oh, fuck, there's no one left. All right, fuck it. Just give me Badiashile. How much you want for Badiashile? You know, that's what I'm hoping for. But I agree. I mean, I am worried about the lack of sales of these players. And you know what? Do you mind if I integrate this into the next topic? Because we just brought this up before. And Chris, since you're here. Since you're here. I don't like when you say that. I don't like when you say that, bro. I'm not Xavi Alonso, okay?
Do your job, mate. How
calm down, bro.
Can you do your job on Casually FC, please? Thank you.
Yeah, no, I'm just saying, you know, I don't like being told what to do. You know,
You need Scott for this one. You need Scott for this topic.
Oh, I'm sure he's crashing out. I don't know where Scott is. He's probably
Crashed out
ripping.
somewhere.
He ain't touching grass. He's ripping it out of the ground.
You know,
That's what he's doing right now, bro.
I'm actually a better buyer than Chelsea, man. Look how much I brought while I've been away. I've been buying so many signature cards, yeah, from my favorite company, yeah, while I've been away.
Tops?
Yeah. No, these are upper deck for AEW.
Upper deck. Well, since we're on the topic of player sales, right? We talked about this, and I don't like this.
Holy shit! What? Come on! What the fuck?
I'll read that in a minute.
Don't read it.
Santos, I'll look at it in a minute. Santos is gone, ladies and gents. Not necessarily a player I wanted to sell, but we'll discuss it. Chelsea are prepared to let Andre Santos leave in case of a good proposal, but they're not desperate to sell Andre Santos. So if the player ends up staying, Chelsea are happy. But in case of a big proposal, I mean, it's not going to be 20 mil or 30 mil, but be way more than this. Chelsea could consider his exit, according to Fabrizio Romano. Now, I want to point out something, people. Two things can be true in this situation. The player wants to leave, and the club wanted to make money. Okay? It's just not solely. This is what I don't like about twisting the truth and not being honest about this situation, people. It's not solely the club wanting profit. I think the player wanted to make a move. He pushed for the move. It's not like Enzo Fernandez. All right? Please don't make me explain it. All right? It's totally different circumstances. Nothing like Enzo Fernandez. Okay, he's being respectful, doing it behind closed doors. Right? Let's get into it. David Ornstein with the Bamba. Okay. Manchester United have reached an agreement with Chelsea to sign Andre Santos. Deal for the 22-year-old midfielder worth £48 million plus $2 million and easily achievable add-ons and a 10% sell-on clause. We did the Garnacho, back to them. Permission given to undergo United medical, personal terms in place. Okay, and here we go, the Fabrizio Bamba as well. Santos to Manchester United, here we go. Deal in place with medical now booked in the next 24 hours. The Brazilian midfielder to pay £50 million matching price asked by Chelsea plus 10% sell-on clause. Contract until June 2031 to be signed tomorrow following David Ornstein. Chelsea value Andre Santos highly, but he wants to establish a regular starting spot, which is less likely to happen at Stamford Bridge after Moises Caicedo agreed a new contract through 2033 in April, according to David Ornstein. Andre Santos asked to leave Chelsea and wanted Manchester United, with two meetings with his agents which took place in February and March this year, according to Fabrizio. Andre Santos drove the move to Manchester United. The player wanted to play more often. Manchester United's perspective is they are delighted to pay £50 million, which they believe is seen as low in comparison to the player's ceiling, according to Silly Talks. All right. You have Fabrizio also saying that I told you Andre Santos was not untouchable. He was never going to be untouchable. The idea of Chelsea was to try and generate some profit. It was clear to the match between Chelsea and Santos, despite also having Liam Rosenior for 6 months that made him perform fantastically at Strasbourg, was still not working. And this wasn't the case, guys. He was untouchable last season. Just this season, they maybe weren't very happy. He was. Last season, they were saying he's untouchable. 100%.
So one season
Ben Jacobs,
after he's not untouchable.
Well, now he's touchable, apparently, whatever that means.
What do you mean by that?
So Ben Jacobs saying that in February and January, all signs were that Santos wouldn't be for sale. And part of that was because he did a fantastic job at Strasbourg. And the other factor for some of the reason was that Liam Rosenior was there. He liked Santos. He was getting minutes and game time, but the thing that changed is the player wants more regular minutes. Also figured I'd add this in here because it does relate to Santos, from Simon Phillips reporting that apparently Chelsea are expected to sign Man United linked Alex Scott as a possible replacement for Santos. Now, whether this happens or not, I don't know. We'll see. But this is where I get at, chat. I think two things can be true, right? I do think that the player did want more minutes. I do think he spoke with Casemiro, who is on his way out of United, asked him about what the club was like, what's the inside of it, you know, like, is this worth it? Do you think I'd get minutes? Ask
Marshall,
advice.
look at the second comment. Look at the second comment, please, Marshall.
Well, we can ignore this completely.
Oh, man.
It is what it is. But we are linked to the player. We are linked to Alex Scott for sure. But I do think if Santos wanted to stay, do I think Blue Coat would have tried to sell him? Probably. Because, like I said, we talked about this last week, Ahmed. It feels like we're selling whatever we can sell. If the right price is there, they're going to sell.
The right price. Like you said,
And
that's pretty
I
low.
agree. I don't think it's the right price. I think it should have been 70.
I think you should, like, even with a sell-on clause, 10%. I don't know how they managed to scam that one with, like, Garnacho. We bought Garnacho for 40 million. 10 million, well, 8 million less, actually, right? He's 48 million. Oh, it says 50 here, but 10 million left. And with a sell-on as well, so they sell. I guess, we get that, like, with Garnacho, so it's the same situation,
10%, yeah.
But yeah, like,
Like,
we should have got
best case-
60, 70 million. For
Here's the thing.
at least.
If they sell him, let's just say he ends up being a really good player, he wants to move for Real Madrid. If they sell him for 100 mil, we'll get 10 mil. Then it becomes a 60 million pound
So
offer,
that's the only
right?
good thing we took out of it, is a 10%.
That's
out
at
of it.
most what we're gonna get, chat, is 60 mil out of this trade, which I don't think is. You could have done 60 mil with 10%, and I would have been like, okay, that's reasonable.
Even
I
if they
think
want to
50's too
sell him,
low.
I think he goes up to like 70, 80 million. I think.
Really? At most? He's still
Santos.
really young, Chris.
No, if they want to sell him in a couple of years' time, say they, he isn't getting like, I don't know, like all regular minutes, or he just wants to leave to another club for whatever reason, I think you get 60, 70 million, they would at least. Man United,
Like if we do it within the next 2 years or something.
If
or
they do it,
1
yeah.
year.
If they
Oh,
want
okay.
to.
Yeah. Fair.
No, it's just like he's good. He's a good passer. He's got an okay shot on him. He's good at moving up and down the field. He's a bit versatile, right?
Sure.
Defensively, he's okay, I would say. He's not exactly the best defensively. He does get knocked off the ball too easily. That's his one negative I would say about him. But yeah, he's like 22 and he's got a lot of potential still. And I thought this whole project, we got potential players to come to this club to actually play for us in the future. So that's why I didn't want to sell him at all, because he's actually a decent player. I would get rid of Lavia, even a Stugo. I know you like a Stugo, but I'd rather get
What's
rid
a
of those
Sugo
players
that?
before
What's
Santos.
Sugo doing at this club, bro?
He
What
hasn't
is
done
that
nothing
brother
yet.
doing here? What does
He's
he
done nothing
do?
yet. That's
What does
I'm
he
saying.
do?
Listen, I
It's
don't
not
want to hear it,
Sugo's
man.
fault. It's not
Somebody's
Sugo's
got to
fault,
steam
really.
the shirts, okay? Somebody's got to do it. Okay? I don't want to hear it. Someone's got to get the grass stains out.
Well, I
That's
mean,
all I'm saying.
if the lab wants to say he can cut the grass and steam the shirts if he wants.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Honestly, it's a Sugo might get promoted because the left is on his knees to stay, bro. The rumors
Well,
are
he's
he's
useful
begging to
somehow.
not leave, bro.
But yeah, I'm actually
Yes.
kind of annoyed with this sale. I'm not as
Yeah,
annoyed
me
as
too,
probably
me
Scott.
too.
Scott's probably fuming somewhere. But I
This is
didn't.
kinda
What do you
funny.
think? How do you think I feel? How do you think I feel?
You liked him a lot, right? And you watched a lot of him in the French league, obviously. So I don't know how you feel exactly, but
You know,
there's one way or the other.
I said this. I may listen. I think at the time when people were saying why are we selling to rivals, at the time I think the excuse that we made, which I think was a viable excuse at the time, was that we're selling by the way, we're selling Havertz, right? And I think there was like some level of truth to the fact that we're not selling like these top tier guys to these clubs, all right? However, unfortunately, this is a situation where it is very weird to me because we are clearly strengthening our rival in the midfield area where they're clearly weakened.
Yeah.
Casemiro wasn't great defensively. They need a guy to partner with what was it called, Kobe Minu in that midfield. Alongside
Bro, they were about to get Ederson. They were about to get Ederson.
Yes.
And they backed out of it.
Yeah, and so for me, just from that perspective alone, yeah, you've strengthened a rival in a good and key area.
Yeah.
With a guy that has the potential to be a top midfielder in that position.
By the way, I'm actually really glad you said rival because, chat, whether you believe it or not, we are expected, right? This is the expectation as a Chelsea fan. We are expected to be back into the top 4 race next season, especially with no Europe. We're going to be competing in those spots directly with Manchester United.
Exactly.
We're strengthening them with this.
And this is where, like, you know, my issue comes in when we're talking about selling Marshall, yeah? You know, the club's fundamental issue of selling is something that was when they first started at the football club, they didn't care about because obviously they were like, we can take that loss. But on some level, they need to start accepting with some of these guys, we are going to take a loss. I've said this to you before. Whenever you've had these discussions about transfer news, we've seen them multiple times. There is a market for Badi issue. There are actually clubs asking for him. The issue is always going to be the fee. We have to accept the fact that from a fee perspective, there is only so much we're going to be able to get money back from a guy like Badi Issue. Okay? There's only so much. Okay? Tosin is already free profits, no matter what. As long as you get more than what you get from his contract length, you are guaranteed in profit for Tosin. Okay? The Sarsi, as I said before, the Sarsi has a market. A lot of French clubs are in for him. A lot of Turkish clubs are in for him. Even Saudi clubs were interested in the Sarsi, bro. Okay? To tell me that there's no market for the Sarsi is just false, bro. The market is there. West Ham don't even need him, bro. You can go to a better club than West Ham right now.
But West Ham were going to give us the money we wanted. They were going to buy the player.
But this is why I come back here. This is why I come back here to the same thing I'm saying. The market is there for these guys. I understand that you're gonna take a loss on some of these guys, but as I said to you before, Marshall, if you're gonna take a loss on some of these guys, yeah, and then you're trying to sell, and then if you want to take the loss on them, Gusto and Fafana, as clearly saying that 70 million on them makes sense. But like selling someone like him for 50 million disgrace in a market where you've got Elliot Anderson going for 160 million.
Fernandez going for 80.
Matthias is one for 85 million. You know what I mean? Again, Tonali was out
Alex
for 1
Scott,
year.
they're asking for like 80 something.
Listen, Tonali, Alex Scott's a bit different because he's like more of an. He's like a 10 essentially. He's like a 10.
Sure.
You know what I mean?
But
That's why
he had a breakout season this season, right?
Yeah, but he's also had a lot of hype in general since his Bristol City days, right? But like Tonali won for 100 million pounds, guys, yeah, and not really 100 million pounds. This is with him being out for a whole season, yeah, on gambling offences.
Yeah, but that's at the start when he joined.
Right? Okay, so you telling me that someone like Andre Santos cannot be going for 65 British million pounds, yeah, is crazy to me. Okay?
There was really no negotiations happening either. This is almost like it happened so quick.
Yes, and this is where I come back to the thing of like, listen, 65 million for him. You get 75 million for Gusto. You can then sell some of these guys at a loss because you're gonna break even at the end of the day. Why? This is why, like, I look at the club and I'm like, are we just trying to be stupid on purpose?
Gusto,
bro,
you know what I mean?
On to Ahmed's point too, like, what happened to my old ownership? What happened to the
Marina,
ownership?
she would have.
No, not that old. What happened to my old Blue Co? The ones that were able to swindle 70 or 80 odd mil for Mason Mount. The ones that were able to swindle 70 or whatever mil for Nani Madueke. The ones that were able to swindle 70 something, I don't know, I forgot the prices, for Kai Havertz. You're telling me you couldn't swindle that same amount for this guy? You caved at the first offer.
I would still say with like Mason Mount,
Yes.
even Kai Havertz, the Champions League winners at Chelsea,
That's
and
true.
stuff like
Fair.
that. I would still say, obviously, because we knew with Mason Mount, the injuries are coming for him, and he's
Yes.
declining. But yeah, like he had like the name of like Champions League and stuff like that. So, and he's
Jamal,
English.
I understand that there's 10% sell-on clause, and yeah, that's fine. Now, I'm not trying to insult anyone's intelligence. I'm just trying to explain this, right? 10% of 100 mil, or 10% of 100 is 10. Okay? 100 mil is 10 mil. I don't see a world where Andre Santos goes for, and like I said, I think the value that me, Ahmed, and Chris probably think he's at is around 70. Is that fair, guys? 70 is probably what we would
say
want for
so,
him.
The way I feel like he's gonna become as a player, as a
Yeah.
great player, but
And
like,
that's
if he,
that's
like,
less
plummets as
than
a
Mateus
player,
Fernandez,
then no.
but and again, I think he's a better player than Mateus Fernandez, but that's just my opinion. And he's going for 85, right? So at most, if United sell him on, will probably be around 100 mil. I'll even give you the benefit of the doubt. I'll say 150 mil. Okay, that'll be
I
like
don't
a
know
British
about that.
transfer record. It's not gonna happen. Even if he gets sold for 150 mil, we will get 15 million of that, which means we will have this deal done for 65 mil, which does not meet the evaluation that me, Ahmed, and Chris think he's worth. So you see what I'm saying? That 10% sell-on clause ain't that nice when you look at it that way.
You need to
that's
look at
if he
it.
gets that.
You know,
You know what I'm
it's
saying?
Man United
These
fans
guys-
didn't want him.
The thing also is here that a lot of people are not understanding, guys. We have to also look at this here from this season perspective. 10% one in the future. We need to look at it right now. We've got a lot of the wood that we're trying to sell. If the club is smart, they would have said, we're going to sell you at the least loss possible we can make, okay?
Yeah.
That would have been the thing. But then in their minds, they're like, we can make that up here with the sales of Augusto. If Enzo Fernandez eventually even gets sold, with the money that he's going to be with, right? And all
We're
these
talking about
other
making
guys.
up the losses because there's going to be players
Right?
that are going to have to take
And that
losses,
way, right, you can break even.
Yeah.
The problem right now is that's not happening, boys.
Yeah.
Right? They're not even trying to attempt to negotiate at the loss that I'm stating. This we're almost going. It's actually worse than the route that we had under the previous ownership towards the end of it, Abramovich, where at least we've done. They were like, "Oh, we'll send you on loan again." At least we're making a little cheeky like money off of you.
Can't do that. Yeah.
They can't even do that, bro.
Yeah. It's just frustrating because again, it gives me that scare of like we're just willing to sell players as long as the price is right. And it can't be that way, right? Like, yes, I'm all for selling. Like, obviously, we have to sell players, right? What's a good example here? Because I'm trying to think, like,
Sign a player?
who is a player that I'm okay giving Mamadou Sarr. Okay, let's just say Mamadou Sarr. I'm okay with giving Mamadou Sarr another season to see if he can develop and be, because you know there's a talent there. You saw how he plays for Senegal against Morocco in that final. He was a key part of it. He's got potential, and you saw like when he was playing at a lower level against Hull City. We haven't even given him a chance yet. If all of a sudden, when I still have Wesley Fofana on the books, when I still have Benoit Badiashile on the books, when I still have Axel Disasi in the books, oh, we're not interested in those players, but I am interested in Mamadou Sarr. I'm taking your player that has the highest ceiling, that could potentially, become something at Chelsea, rather than getting rid of the guys that we already know aren't going to be anything at Chelsea. There's no point in keeping these guys. At least there's a point with keeping Mamadou Sarr, because potentially he could be a good player. But I'm worried the next sale that we're going to hear could potentially be Mamadou Sarr, £40 million to Como, whatever. And it's like, brother, what about Axel? What about Benoit? These guys need to go. Mamadou Sarr could have stayed another season. He could have been good next season.
I
We don't
come
know.
back, Marshall. The reality of the situation is, what you were saying is true. Unfortunately, what some of these other guys have said that we may not agree with is also unfortunately also true. Every player, it seems, for us at Chelsea does have a price. That's just the factual reality right now, guys. It's not nothing. It's not something I'm happy about. I know none of us here are happy about it, but it seems that's the case, bro. That's what it seems.
Yeah. I mean,
but like again, I think the issue is, guys, not getting UCL, in my personal opinion, should be a good thing. They should be looking to actively sell these guys as much as possible, and they're not even trying to do that.
You mean the Deadwood, right?
Yeah. I'm talking about the Deadwood specifically. That should actually be good for you. That should be good for you,
Basically
boys.
like a
Yes.
reset.
Right, you reset everything. You take these guys out. You're like, we're gonna accept the losses. The two guys that you want to sell on that we think are technically on the way out and we can make money for. That's it. We move on from them. They're not even doing that, guys. That's the issue. I know that because none of these guys have been in the UC. Have been what's it called in the transfer market. Have been in training. Apparently, they're not even. Other clubs have been selling their players. Whilst the World Cup has been going on. Okay, they've been buying players at the World Cup as well.
Look at Tottenham. Look at Tottenham.
Yes.
They're moving like crazy right now. Look at United. Is still doing bit. Listen, I understand the argument that World Cup is happening. So yes, that's fine. But that's in regards to. I'm willing to accept that in regards to players that are at the World Cup. None of these players are at the World Cup. The ones that we named. Honestly, what it looks like now, and if I'm being objective, chat, what it looks like now is that we're making another bomb squad. It looks like we're making another bomb squad rather than focusing on trying to sell these players because they're not wanted. Like, and it shocks me because it's like last season, we actually had a good transfer window in terms of sales. We were able to sell players that we thought no one's going to buy João Felix. Boom. Lo and behold, João Felix sold. Cash money.
Yeah.
We're not, go on.
Marshall, I want to add another point to people, The World Cup is ending in basically next week, Sunday, okay?
Next Sunday, yeah.
Yeah, next Sunday. That's going to be the 19th. It was my birthday yesterday. No one wished me happy birthday here. So fuck you too, by the way. All of you. There you go.
Oh,
happy belated birthday.
No, it's all good. That was a little troll there. But on a serious note, next week is the final week of the World Cup. I want you to understand, 4 weeks to that Sunday at the end of the World Cup, guys, we have 4 weeks. Okay? We already are having our alleged first preseason training game on the 16th of July, guys. Okay, that's on a Thursday for people who don't know that. Okay, so that means we are already in preseason already right now, and we're
that's
planning.
This week, huh?
That's what I'm saying. This week Thursday. That's what it got reported by Secret Scout. Okay, so this is the point I'm trying to make. Preseason is happening. Training is already happening. We're barely even getting Chavarria. What was Chavarria? Whatever you want to call him.
Yeah, Chevalier. Yeah,
we can't even get him. We can't even get him through the door.
Lacroix is still being negotiated.
That's looking somewhat decent now, I'm hearing.
Yeah.
But...
I'm just talking about this negotiations, Chris, I'm just making the point, guys. 4 weeks in football goes like this, boys. 4 weeks in football, it goes like this. We could possibly be in a situation we've been in the last 2 seasons where the bomb squad still exists and we start a new season again.
Yeah. We don't want that. That's the thing. We need to sell these players because obviously it's like what you guys are saying in the chat. You're absolutely right in saying it, and it's we fucked ourselves by not being in UCL or not being in Europe at all. It doesn't help. So obviously financially that's gonna suck in terms of attracting players, and it's gonna suck in terms of we need to sell more players. The front of shirt situation, which we lambast Blueco for all the time, right? And the thing that annoys me too is this whole subscription model thing that they did with the CFC Plus and all that stuff. Okay, cool. They made money off of that. They made plenty of money off of that. Imagine if you had done that and you had a front of shirt sponsor. Imagine how much more money and how much more compliant you would be with FFP. But instead, you're playing games. You're not doing serious business. You're not juicing out as much money as you can where you need to in a situation where we need to juice out as much money as we can. So it's just, these are the frustrating things about...
How much has Chelsea made so far this transfer window? Like over 100 mil, right?
Yeah, a little over 100 mil.
Yeah.
It's not been much so far because you think
Cucurella, like plus, I reckon.
You think Cucurella, Tariq George. There's been 2 players that were sold from the academy. And I feel like there's another. Oh yeah, Santos. So like, yeah, just a little over 100 mil, maybe less than 200, but over 100 for sure.
Yeah.
It's like Axe. You could say we always find an angle to complain. I could direct you to other channels that do a lot better job than I do in terms of complaining about shit at Chelsea. I think
Sometimes
when it comes,
they complain you're too positive about Blue Coat.
I know.
I agree with myself. I think the issue is like I'm just gonna say, Darren, guys. I don't know, bro. Like, what is there to be positive about? Rather than the new man just come in, what is there to be positive about? Honest question.
That's it.
Like, that's it. Like, even then, I know. Listen, I saw.
Not much has changed since last season.
Like, I saw people were talking about, other clubs have got subscription models here for like the CFC Plus stuff here, and I'm looking around like, why do we need to do it though? If we're a big club and we're serious as you say here, we don't need to do that. Let's get a fucking foot on our chest sponsor that you guys can't fucking seem to get, and we don't need to do that.
There you go.
You know
Axe, 100 mil is a lot, but it's not like we're not gonna touch that. We have to go and renegotiate these
How
players.
much Chelsea
So
spent with FFP?
50-ish is gonna go out to Lacroix, right? Like Lacroix. That's gonna be all right. So that 100 mil is already cut to 50 in terms of the profit.
I mean, we
and
already
then
bought,
Chavarria, right? It's like that money goes away real quick. So again, we have to be compliant under a certain threshold and all this and that. Excuse me. Listen, we have plenty of window to go. And like I said, I do think things start to move and we get more movement on some of these players towards the end of the window. But it is cause for concern that the players we are selling right now are players that had room for potential, that had room to be in the squad as a rotational piece and depth in the season next season. I get it from the player's perspective. He wants to get more play time, especially after watching that Brazil campaign in the World Cup. You don't think he feels some type of way about not being called up? Of course he feels some type of way. So, of course he wants to make sure he's in there next season. I get that as well. So you can't blame the player for wanting to leave for minutes. I understand that. But that's not entirely the situation. Part of the situation is that Chelsea are desperate to sell, because they haven't been good at, completely making money in all avenues where they can make money. And a buyer came in and said, hey, we're willing to buy Santos if you're willing to sell him. Man, I need to sell this, but I need money. All right, fine. How much are you willing to offer? 50? All right, cool, sold. It's like, what the fuck? You motherfuckers sold players for better players for a lot more money. Or less players for a lot more money. So that's where I'm like, okay, well, let's see what happens. Again, I'm not going to get too crazy about it. I'm not going to say our season's cooked. Like I said, I could get more negative. I could sit here and say our season's done. Andre Santos is gone. We have no depth. We can't rely on Lavia. I'm the one that's fighting back against all these people assuming that Lavia's going to be hurt next season. I'm the one that's fighting back against the people who saying, oh, sell Asugo, even though Asugo barely played. And half of you have no idea how Asugo is going to actually be in this team because he's barely played. So it's like, I'm trying to be positive about it. Let's see what's going to happen. I know Santos wasn't anything special per se, but he had the potential to be something special. Maybe because he's not it right now doesn't mean he can't be in the future. And he was a good depth piece to have. Now it's United starter, because it's going to be Bruno, as of right now, Mainu, Bruno, and Santos. That's their midfield. He's starting for United right now. So you can go ahead and tell United fans he's nothing special. They're pretty happy with the deal right now as it is. So we'll see. Who are these lesser players? Mount. I think Santos is a better player than Mount. I think I think Santos is a better player than Kai Havertz, and we sold him for more money. I think Santos is a better potential and a better player than Nani Madueke, and we sold him for more money. That's what I'm trying to get at. So I think we just got the first offer and we said, okay, cool. We didn't even bother negotiating. We were just like, oh, you made our price. Cool. We didn't try to see if we can squeeze a little bit more money out of it. But it is what it is. It's not like United were going to walk out the table. We have negotiating power with them. We've done business with them. They're more than happy to negotiate with us. There was no negotiating here. It was immediate. It happened overnight. So that's kind of where I'm at. Let's see what happens. I'm not super devastated by it. I'm not sitting here crying saying our season's over. Oh, we're cooked. You know what I'm saying? But it is worrying signs. And I am worried. That's where I'm at.
The question I have is I don't know how we can have, as a fan base, as fans, any faith in what they do, bro. That's the reality of the situation, guys. I can't have any faith in what's happening right now. You know, this is like we are watching a ruined. This is like we are like, you know, this is like after the fall of Rome. You know, the fall of the Roman Empire.
You saying that about Chelsea?
You know, yeah, it's like it's like the fall of the Roman Empire.
Should leave, so
listen, it's over the Roman Empire, right? You know, now you just live in Rome. You know, yeah, the Vatican all looks all nice and sexy, but like, you know, the heartlands, yeah, you know, all, you know, but you know, the heartland, the Colosseum,
the history
is in tatters. You know what I mean? It's in tatters. You know, there's stories of an old age. You know what I mean? I'm just glad we don't have like a statue.
It's happened to a lot of clubs too,
bro. That is what we look like right now. You know what I mean? Like, you know, the bronze has now turned into copper, guys. You know, the copper's rusted now. You know what I mean? We now look like we've got blue statues now instead of, you know, peak, you know what I mean, bronze like statues. That is the situation we're in right now, guys. It's what you are. Like, again, I come back to this, guys. Yeah, we are genuinely hoping on a miracle. Yeah, we are genuinely hoping on a miracle. Yeah, that Alonso can change the club for us right now. That his management is the one that's going to bring us to at least top four essentially right now. Even before we even get to transfers, Marshall. Because some of the transfers,
the part that worries me. Yes,
and like we have to hope here. Alonso, yeah, is tactical of tacticals, bro. You know, he has to do what Allegri was doing at AC Milan until he obviously fumbled it because of Pulisic and Leao. Like, where he was like, his tactics were getting AC Milan into top two and top four conversation.
We're hoping he does what Tuchel did to Chelsea. That's kind of what we're hoping for.
In a sense, but
in a sense, yeah.
At least we did buy a bunch of players with Tuchel, like Kai Havertz.
But yeah, and that's the part that worries me. Listen, I know the window's still young, and we are linked to players, and we are in negotiation with players. But
you know, the window closes, Marshall, if I'm not mistaken, with the league when the league starts now, right? It didn't stay open until September. I think, if I'm not mistaken, they went back to the old model, Marshall. That's why I'm making continuous point that we've already got now 5 weeks left until the transfer window opens.
Wait, Chelsea opens in 5 weeks.
The closes in 5 weeks.
I was gonna say, I thought it's been open. Yeah,
because it closes once the league starts essentially. But like the point I'm trying to make essentially is that, listen, guys, when it comes down to it, okay, Chelsea don't even bring in players usually once the league starts. It's a rare occurrence. But if you can correct me if I'm wrong, Marshall. Have we brought in any players while the transfer window was good with us? No, we haven't. We don't really do that, bro.
As far as we don't in January. We haven't bought anything until since we bought last year. We bought Matisse Armani.
That was it.
This season we got Mamadou Sarr back. We haven't really done anything since that big season. I'm reading, when does the summer, from the Premier League's website, the summer transfer window ends the same time.
I didn't even go by striker.
September 1st. So yeah, it's not, no. Yeah. So it's not going to end when the season starts. It ends when September rolls in. So we still have time. That's what I'm saying. Like, I'm not that crazy about it. I'm not throwing away the season like Axe seems to be accusing me of. No, not at all. I think there's plenty of time, but this is worrying signs because I was expecting to start seeing more movement for players that aren't wanted at this club. And I was expecting to see Lacroix done already, Chavarria done already, and they're not. And preseason started. You know, we want them to be a part of the preseason. So we want them to make the most time of they can in the preseason so that they're ready to go when the season does start in... the season's going to start very soon. Season starts in pretty much a month, chat. Maybe a month and like a week, so in 5 weeks. Yeah, first game of the season. What is Chelsea's?
I thought you said preseason. Okay, wait.
No, the season. Yeah.
Oh, I was confused then. No, yeah, it doesn't help Xavi. It doesn't help Xavi. Like, we don't bring in the players.
No, it doesn't.
Preseason.
What I am, like, part of my worry is also, like, again, I'm not seeing these players leave. I'm only seeing Palestra come in. Based on the evidence, it doesn't seem like we've changed anything. And I'm worried that our squad's actually going to get worse than what it was last season, which, listen, I did think last season the squad underperformed. But if we're going to weaken the squad and then expect Xabi Alonso to actually do something with that,
I mean,
we're setting them up for failure.
If you look at the transfer windows we had, like after the Club World Cup, right? who do we really sign to improve the squad? Just João Felix and maybe Hato?
Well, yeah, you're right about this. The Lacroix thing isn't going to happen until the World Cup is done because they're not allowing the agents to do anything with the camp. Some shit like that. They had a rule.
Yeah,
but then the French team, yeah. Go ahead, Chris. Sorry.
But if you look at our transfer windows before, like
yes,
what's his name, Enzo Resco, we got like Pedro Neto. There wasn't too many with that really, and then the season after we got the only two players I felt like kind of improved Chelsea was Hato and João Pedro. We got Delap, of course, Gittins, Garnacho. Them three just awful. Like, well, I don't know about Gittins 100%, but it doesn't look like a good signing as well. This window, I do like the Pastry, the right wing back. Clearly, Xavi Alonso wants him, so I'm fine with that. It seems like they fit in the system and like fit well, so I'm all good with that, to be honest. And but yeah, we are moving very slow. And when does preseason start? In a couple of weeks? A week?
Preseason already started.
Oh, see,
they're training.
I don't think this will help Xavi
exactly
integrate with the new players into the new team for the season.
We're gonna have our first behind closed door game on Thursday.
But yeah, our transfer windows for the
Actually,
last
want me
few
to talk like
seasons
this?
has just not been great. Like, we wanted Magnan, right? Well, Enzo Resco wanted Magnan. They offered what, 10 million? Wasn't good enough. They said he just weren't worth it because of the value. Shaka,
we offered 8.
Xavi wanted Shaka. We offered 8 million. Now it's turned back. We're not getting Shaka no more. So it's not the really like be all happy about this transfer windows. It's just not.
Yeah, I know. But again, it's not over. I'm well aware of that, chat. It's not over. It could change very quickly. All of a sudden, when the World Cup ends, that week we probably hear Lacroix, here we go. We hear Chavarria, here we go. Chalobah, here we go. Which, honestly, that brings me to the next topic. Might as well bring it up.
Is he getting sold for 30 million, right?
Chalobah. Yeah, Chalobah is... Inter is getting a lot closer. Chat, be sure to smash up the like button. Over 70 of you guys in here, and we haven't even hit 50 yet, but we are close. We are almost at 30. So let's get that 30. Let's work our way to 35, 40, 45, and let's get that 50. Please, chat. So big up to y'all. If you're enjoying the content, smash that like. If you are new here, subscribe to the channel.
You didn't even spend, by the way, you didn't even spend 30 million on Shaka. Easily 15 to 20 million-ish could have done it. We offered 8.
I'm not gonna pay 30 million for Shaka.
No, I wouldn't agree with that. If they asked 30 million, I would like understand Chelsea not doing that. But we offered 8.
Yeah,
what
fair.
it was.
Yeah, fair. Yeah, because that's like the player's actual book value. But let's get into this chat. So Chalobah to Inter is getting very close. So July 6th, we hear that Chelsea are targeting around 35 million. Chelsea are targeting around 35 million pounds for Trevor Chalobah, who has keen interest from 2 Milan Italian sides. Como and Inter Milan are battling it out for the 27-year-old signature, and at the time of writing, it looks like the latter have stolen the lead. And also, give me 1 second. I need to see something real quick. I knew it. This fucking piece of shit. Ah, my gosh. Hold up, chat. Give me 1 second. I have to fix something. Ban. Boom. I heard Discord go off, and I just had to eliminate a hacked account. So I did it now while it was happening. Okay, sorry, chat. Let me get back into it. Fabrizio, Como President Suarzo reached out to Inter President Morata today about Trevor Chalobah deal. Good relationship, and Como informed they will only bid again for Chalobah if Inter Milan leave the race, while Inter remain in talks with the players' camp. So Como just said, we're not going to enter a bidding war. Nope, we're not going to do it with Inter Milan. I mean, that's what we wanted. I mean, listen, if you want the player, you're going to have to put the money down. So I don't know what you expect. Inter want the player too. You want them to step away just because you want to play fair? Like, well, I don't know what kind of tactic that is. So Trevor Chalobah is attracting interest from Italy and is keen on the move abroad after conversations with former Chelsea teammate Ruben Loftus-Cheek. My Cobham guy. My Cobham guy. Big up Ruben. Okay. Patty also saying that Trevor Chalobah and Inter have agreed personal terms. Inter have not yet submitted a bid matching Chelsea's asking price. Como have already made a verbal offer worth around 30 million euro to Chelsea, but their move depends on Inter stepping away from the race. So that's what we have so far right now on Chalobah. It looks like this is going to happen, chat. It's just a matter of when, not if, and it's probably going to happen once we find out the fate of England in the World Cup. As of right now, Chalobah is probably just really focused in on you know, the World Cup and not really focused on his future club-wise. So, yeah, Como pretty much saying, hey, listen, we're not going to entertain a bidding war, but Inter Milan offered, what was the offer here? £35 million. Or give or take around 35 million pounds. I forget how much they actually offered. I gotta find this. Yeah, whatever. So yeah, it looks like around 30 million pounds for the player. I think that's decent money considering what he's got 2 years left on his contract, and that's pure profit as well. I think he's got 2 years left on his Chelsea deal.
Of course, he's pure profit though. He's a youth academy.
Mm-hmm.
Not from his ownership. We've had him for years.
Is this another one of like, why are we selling him and not Badiashile X to the Sassy first, or is this all the same?
There's a part of it I understand because he's actually sellable, and others are just not as easy.
He's sellable. For him and realistically, Toshin should have been the easiest ones to sell. You know why? PP, pure profit. That's all it is with them in particular. It should be easy. Yeah, it's easy. It's fine, right? The problem is, we're not talking about the other two guys. What your father was trying to train and he ha ha hoo. What a scumbag! Why is he not getting sold?
He was another player that downed tools.
Fofana?
Yeah. Fofana.
Yes.
When did he down tools, for Maresca or after?
Maresca, yeah, the whole thing.
That'd be Maresca, bro.
Damn.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't like Maresca then. Well, he can fuck off.
No,
anyway.
he liked Maresca. He down tools
when Maresca left.
Yes.
Oh yeah, a few players did. They all gave up after that. I think that's just what it was. They just gave up.
Yeah,
that's
100%.
the sad reality of it.
But do you think 30 million is a reasonable price for Chalobah?
Right now, yes.
If it's like 2 years left, 30 to 40 million seems fair. He's what, 27. He's probably not gonna get much better now. I'll be honest. So.
That is true. He is 37.
And it's Serie A. Getting 30 million or something. That's kind of like getting to that max point. They don't. Like,
yeah, they're not offering a loan. That's another thing too. They're actually offering to buy the player.
I mean, getting more centre backs out and more centre backs in is better. He is like one of the last ones out, like the centre backs I want to get rid of, like ones we need to get rid of. I want to get rid of like Fofana, Badiashile, Tasasi if we still got him, Tosin. I want to get rid of them guys for Chalobah because I think Chalobah would be a decent backup. I wouldn't mind it, but if you can get 35 million, I'm not complaining. I'm just not. I wish him the best because we kind of fucked around with Chalobah for the last few years anyway, like with the loans and everything. I felt bad for him. But hopefully he gets his move and the Chelsea chapter's over and he can move to his next.
I'm glad Ruben is actually talking to him and being like, listen, I think Ruben is doing the big brother thing where it's like, listen, Chalobah, you're my boy. We did the academy together. But brother, they don't rate you like that.
It's basically like a Ruben.
At the lunch table, you know, they make you sit in the corner. They talk shit behind your back. They ain't your friends, bro.
I don't think it's like that.
You need to just leave and come to Italy where they will respect you. And this is your level. He had a really honest conversation. This is your level. It's crazy.
It's just the ownership and the club as it is. They're not going to like put him as a starter.
Yeah.
Well, they want to use Lacroix, hopefully.
I think Como would actually be a good fit for him, to be honest.
Who, Chalobah?
Yeah.
Maybe.
I think Como would be a good fit because, and I think if we do with Como, maybe we can try to negotiate. It helps us get into negotiations with Como for Jacobo Ramon, who is another defender that we need two center backs, chat. So not just Lacroix. I would like to see that Jacobo Ramon come here too. He actually
I
looks
mean,
like a
I
decent
wouldn't mind
defender.
having him after we get Lacroix or something. Like, if we got a guarantee on Lacroix, then get another centre back fine.
Mm-hmm.
I want Lacroix in basically first.
Yeah.
I think he helps our defense a lot,
No,
especially in the back
100%.
three.
100%.
If we do a back
100%.
three.
But yeah, it's going to be one to look at. It's probably going to happen after the World Cup chat. I'll be so honest with you. But yeah, Pierre Romero, you're right. Fofana is chilling properly right now. So on that point too, moving on to another one that we actually got another here we go here, chat. Surprisingly, our Cobham Jack Grealish, Jesse Derry.
Oh,
Jesse Derry, here we go, ladies and gents.
is he the one who got almost killed? Is that someone else?
He got the concussion.
Yeah, he's the one who almost died. The Palmer missed the penalty.
Yeah, exactly. Breaking. Jesse Derry close to signing new deal at Chelsea. The talent had interest from Bayern Munich and others, according to Bobby Vincent. First call by Sports Pedo. Pete O.
Oh.
Okay. Jesse Derry has signed his new contract with Chelsea, and England Youth International is close to joining Sporting CP on loan. And then, boom, here we go. This is the Bamba. Jesse Derry to Sporting. Here we go. Deal done on loan until June 2027. Salary covered and no buy option. Chelsea got insured. New deal done for Derry last week, and now allow him to leave on loan to Sporting, according to Fabrizio Romano. So, yep, it's done. Fabrizio Romano watermark right there as well. He is...
It's just a loan, right?
There's also... It's a loan, but there's also been video of him at Lisbon and all that stuff, so...
He needs a loan.
Yeah. I actually don't mind this loan. I think it's a decent loan. I think he will get play time, and I think he will be a starter. So, good for him.
Question.
Yes.
I think he's only, is it 6 or 7 loans that are allowed internationally?
I think 6.
So we've really got 5 left. Let's keep an eye on that, please.
Yes.
Yeah, but he kind of makes sense. He's very young.
He makes
It's
sense.
not about if he makes sense or not. I'm just letting you know. In our mind, 5 remain.
Yes.
Keep
It
our,
could be 7, but I think it's 6.
I think it was 7 initially, then it not get reduced
Maybe
down.
loan out Jackson again.
I swear to God. How
The plane don't turn
many
back for him.
international loans are allowed for Premier League clubs? Sure, we'll just say that. 6 senior players loaned internationally at any given time. And then domestically, you can have as many as you want. Yeah. So we got to be wise here. I think this is a wise one. I think this is fine. We'll see what happens to the rest. You know, we still have to see the faith. And that's another one, too. Like Kendry Paez, I'm hearing rumors that we're going to loan him out again. It's like, why? Why waste a loan? Just get him gone. It hasn't worked out. He's declined
if you
since
keep
he's joined.
loaning him out and it's not working out, just sell. How
Oh
much
my
you pay
God.
for
And
him,
that's the
by
other
way?
thing. That's why we want to sell the Garnacho, because we don't want to waste a loan. What were you going to say,
Wait, how
Chris?
much did we pay for Paez? Do you know? Remember that one?
Chelsea Paez.
Let's say it's like 20
transfer.
million.
I hope it was 20 million euro, 17.2 million pounds.
You can probably get like 10 to 15 million euro.
You probably get 30, yeah,
reckon?
maybe 20 million pounds, hopefully, at best.
Yeah, just sell him. Like, if it's
Yeah.
not worked.
Just get him gone. Get
Loan
some of
after
these
loan
gone.
after loan,
Jesse
just
Derry at
slowly.
least has potential. They're not going to have Quenda anymore, right? So they're going to be missing that Maverick
Quentin's
in
gonna be
the
at the
wing.
club, right?
Yeah, Quenda's at the
Oh,
club.
good. Okay.
So Jesse Derry gets a chance to get some starting minutes, and I hope he plays well, and I hope he scores a lot of goals, and we'll see what happens with his future here at Chelsea, because we could use a left winger, honestly, because Kenda isn't even like a natural left winger.
No, he
That's
goes
the
play
worst part.
right, and that's what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
Where about on the right do you want to play? You got Esteval, Palmer,
Mm-hmm.
and that Italian, obviously, Pachassi,
Palestra.
Palestra, yeah. He's gonna play probably right wing back, maybe.
Or you're gonna say every name under the sun except for his right name. You're gonna call him Pistachio at some point.
If I hear his name enough, I'll click.
I gotta do the Mark Guiu thing again for Palestra.
Nah. Did you even say his name right then?
Palestra.
No, Mark Gu. Mark Gu.
Oh, Guiu. Yeah, I said the name right. Why?
Wait,
you
is he gonna
doubting
be
me?
loaned out or is he?
Hey Blues, this is how to say my name, Mark Gill.
I think they want to sell him.
Yeah, I mean,
I think they want to sell
I
him.
would much rather keep him over.
Another one that
I
you know,
agree.
again, another one. Apparently, you know, I don't know what's going on. If we want to sell him, can we sell him then?
Yeah, I'm sure there's
bit
plenty of
harsh.
people that want to buy that player. The
leave my
market
club
is
as soon as
desperate for
possible.
strikers.
Again, the man
Let's
them are
see.
buying.
Let's
The man
see what
them. The
happens.
clubs are buying players.
Because at the end
Chel-
of the day,
but Chelsea,
I'll feel really
Chelsea-
silly if they end up selling like 5 players next week, and it's like, well, we had all this talk for nothing.
We're not really giving him a
So.
chance. At
look,
Chelsea.
Gui's not even in training. So if he's not in training, what's
No, he's
going
not
on
in training,
then?
no. Yeah, he's not in training. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, we'll see. The other player I want to discuss is returning back to some updates on the news in regards to Chavarria and the left back situation at Chelsea. So here we go. Let's go ahead and discuss this, ladies and gents. And we're getting close to wrapping up the show, so be sure to smash that like on your way out, ladies and gents. Hopefully you've been enjoying the show, and subscribe to the channel if you're new here. We're welcoming as many people as possible because we're trying to get to that 5K mark, and there's over 70 of you watching. And hey, we need to keep making progress. We're almost at 35. We're almost there, Chad. This is a marathon, not a race. So let's go ahead and talk about Chavarria. Okay, so first things first, before we talk about Chavarria, let's talk about that left back situation at Chelsea. Breaking: Chelsea's idea for Jarell Hato is to replace Cucurella. Then Chavarria will become an option at left back / left wing back, according to Nazar Cancella. Chavarria, and I just realized I spelled his name wrong on my thing. Pep Chavarria is a player that Xavi Alonso and his staff know well. Chelsea have also been scouting him. He's keen on the move to Chelsea. Some initial context. Don't forget about Xhaka and Lacroix too. And obviously this is June 30th, so some time ago. We're just waiting on news and still no updates. So now we're just going to talk about what we know so far. And Chelsea are very busy at the moment, according to Fabrizio. Ben Jacobs also saying that talks now advancing with Pep Chavarria. Personal terms are also close. Another signing driven by Xavi Alonso. Chelsea are now in club-to-club negotiations with Rayo Vallecano over the deal for Pep Chavarria. Initial contact has been made with player who is understood to be keen on the move to Stamford Bridge. Breaking. First offer for Pep Chavarria rejected. Chelsea offered 9 million plus add-ons, 9 million euros plus add-ons for the left back from Rayo Vallecano, whom Xabi Alonso has targeted as a replacement for Marco Cucurella, according to Mundo Deportivo. We continue on here. Matty Moretto saying that Chelsea bid £10 million for Chavarria, but it has been rejected. Rayo asked for above £50 million. Chelsea are still confident and do not want to prolong the unnecessary negotiations. The player has agreed to join, according to Matty Moretto. Well, y'all been prolonging it because it's been over 10 days. It's been over a week and a half now. Pep Chavarria's move to Chelsea is now entering the final stages. The deal is close to being completed, according to Fabrizio, July 1st. Now it's July 5th, and he's saying next week is going to be an important one for Chelsea. They are expected to return to the table for Rayo Vallecano for Pep Chavarria to try and advance the deal. Rayo Vallecano are so far sticking to their guns, asking for the full £21.5 million release clause of Pep Chavarria, who is keen on the move to Chelsea. This is some Chavarria stats for you guys to see. He's number one in terms of versus La Liga fullbacks. He's number one. First place in terms of acceleration, third place in terms of duels won, third place in terms of duel one's percentage, or percentage of duels he's won versus percentage that he's lost. Progressive passive carries, third place. Passing in penalty box, third place. Interceptions, fourth. And through ball passing, fourth. Top 7th league profile. Right? What happened?
Out of all left backs in the league.
Out of all the fullbacks in La Liga. Not just left backs.
I mean,
includes
I'm
right
not
back
gonna
as
pretend
well.
I haven't watched him, but that does sound somewhat impressive for like 15 million.
Yeah, it sounds like promising numbers. Sure.
I don't think he's
Go back to the numbers, Marshall. Go back to the numbers.
1 second. I'll do it in the end. I'm almost done. New bidding coming for Chavarria. Personal terms done. This is July 6th. And then as of July 11th, so yesterday, negotiations between Chavarria and Rayo Vallecano for, Rayo Vallecano are proven to be difficult. Rayo are insisting that Chelsea trigger the defender's release clause, which is worth £21 million, people. So that's from the BBC Sport. That's the latest on that. So yeah, this is just coming out to be difficult negotiations that are happening between Chelsea and
like Neto.
He does look a little like Neto. Do you want this or do you want this? Ahmed. There you go.
Probably
These are
better
the graphs you guys can look at on the
Marshall,
player.
let's
What?
look at aerial duels one, please.
I know, 0.28. I mean,
Let's
So
look
if he's-
at
well,
let's
if
look
he's-
at our players right now, Marshall. Look at the height of our players, please.
I was gonna say if he's a wing back, like left wing back, then it's not gonna matter too much for
yeah,
height.
that's what I'm saying. It's not that big a deal.
Too much.
We need a
Roughly
center
center
backs to
backs.
be tall. So Lacroix and
Reece is
Jacobo
good at,
Ramon.
You know, Marshall, only having 3 guys that are tall in your when a set piece is coming in is not gonna save you, brother.
I mean, no, but you want your center backs to be in the smack middle.
Marshall,
and then the rest should
Marshall,
be
we
dealt
are
with
in the
on
league.
Sanchez.
We're in a league where we've got we are in a league where we have Mandingo's present. And we are and we are and we're trying to buy
What?
and we are trying to buy another twink. Like, what are we doing, Marshall, bro? That is what
Yeah,
we're trying to do. You know
but-
what I mean? Like,
but,
can we
again-
can we be honest,
Should
Marshall?
we just
Are
get
we
Dan
gonna
Burn then?
Marshall? Are we gonna
You want to? Yeah, no, literally. I was
Listen,
gonna say, you
bro-
want to sign Dan Burn?
listen? From a four,
He's gonna
listen,
head
my back four. I need some level of like you know physicalness,
I mean,
bro.
if Reece James
Like,
just plays
Brother,
centre
I'm
back,
we,
sorry
have,
to
we,
tell you.
we currently employ Tosin Adarabioyo. How is our aerial duels working with that? Doesn't
He's-
necessarily mean
no,
everything.
No. But look at him. He can be tall, but he's missing the physicality department too. He's not physical enough, bro.
Yes, but okay. Listen, the thing is, when it comes to our wing
Wait,
backs,
wait. If we sign Lacroix, he's 6'5", actually. He's a
that's what
unit.
I'm saying, Chris. But he's,
Yeah, but
he's
again-
ignoring. He wants
but
everyone
again-
to be tall. Like, what's
Marshall-
happening, bro?
Listen again, Marshall. Chris, relax. Let's
I mean,
breathe. Take a
Coleman's
breath.
not the
Let's take a
worst
breath.
player
Let's take a breath firstly, yeah? In and out. Okay.
This is so AO.
Yeah.
bro.
Hey, yo!
Listen, again, if we're doing free kicks and corners, 3 tall guys is not enough. That's the point I'm trying to make, guys. If we don't even know if we're playing with a back 3 or if we're playing with a back 4, it's still not been
Probably both.
reported. It's still not been noted. Okay, if we're playing with a back 4, having Chavarria, having Jafar, I call him Jafar for some reason. Having Chavarria there, yeah, he's gonna be free.
Huh?
Is he? How tall is he? Let me check.
I mean, you get what you get. 15 million for a left back. We're not going to be expecting anything special.
He is 5'9". So yeah, he's
You already got
give or take Enzo's height.
Barcode. You already got Barcode the twink there. And now
Yeah, but
you're
we
about to
don't know if
have.
he's even gonna start.
This Barker isn't going to play.
Listen, but I'm bringing up the fact that he's been signed to be a part of the squad. You've got Hato there too, who is already a short guy. Okay, and now we're bringing another Chavarria guy, who's another short guy on that left hand side. Okay, what are we doing?
Signing
Let me see
players.
something.
Should we bring back Alonso at left back? Where's he at? Is he retired?
I'm trying to see something, brother. Premier League. Okay. Do we know overall how many goals we conceded from set pieces? Okay. You're
Vaz
worried.
Marshall.
But they
You're
are
Vaz
worried.
more than the
Listen,
corners, man.
I get it. I understand. 11. How many goals did we concede last season?
And I want
11.
people to understand, yeah, this season rules are being implemented where boys,
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're
They're
making
giving
it harder
everyone-
to score from set pieces.
they're saying everyone can just. They're saying attackers can get space, and they can do whatever they want now. Okay, they're giving the attackers the joy and freedom here. Okay, we need soldiers, and we are getting. Oh, so I think something very
Lacroix is a soldier,
derogatory.
though.
Okay, I have to go.
Goals
He's a
against,
beast of a
52
unit,
goals
like
against. So
6'5".
about 20% of the goals we conceded in the Premier League came from set pieces, not just corners, set pieces. Okay, so with Lacroix and the maybe Jacobo Ramon or another center back who are tall, that'll accommodate for that. I don't know how much more we need to score goals, bro. Like, I'm more worried about goal scoring.
You're talking about goal scoring. I'm getting some random guy called Quenda.
Plus-
I'm getting people are glazing up Steve. who's got 2 goals and 2 assists in the league.
I know you say about
You know, we've got guys that Chris is glazing up in Cole Palmer, can't get into the World Cup squad. Yeah,
where have I glazed
guys
him
like
last season? I didn't even glaze him.
you got guys like Anthony Gordon stinking up the pitch. Yeah, you got Bukayo Saka stinking up the pitch. Yeah, and he can't even get in over those Paul. Paul can't get ahead of those guys. Yeah, and he's washed too. Okay, you've got Liam Delap still in the squad. I saw Omega in this squad. I almost slapped my brother in the face. Like I almost want to space.
Oh yeah, you want to tell people there's Omega. There you go.
Right, you got Omega. You know what I mean? That is like, you know what I mean? Another shitty guy. You know what I mean? Pedro Neto still has not left my club. He actually looked worse in the World Cup than he did at Chelsea. By the way,
he looked better. He
genuinely looked worse.
I thought he looked like better than most of Portugal attackers.
No joke, Marshall. I actually looked at João Felix like he can do something for me still. I can't lie to you. I looked at João Felix like he can still do something. Oh my god, bro! Oh hell no! Get your ass on, bro. Marshall, I swear to God, I looked at him. I was like, yo, João Felix can give me something, bro. After I saw those World Cup games, even Leao was giving me something. What did Neto do?
Can't lie, Leao actually.
I am pretty sure, like,
one game, yeah.
Neto did better than Leao in that World Cup.
Yeah.
Leao got them the winning assist, bro, against Croatia.
I mean, Pedro Neto got him a couple of assists too in the World Cup.
No, he didn't. He's got 1 assist in the league. He got 1 assist. He got 1 assist in the World Cup, bro.
I'm pretty sure what's seen him do 2 assists. Myself.
Unique, literally said it right now to us. Neto provided 1 assist and forgets the game is 90 minutes. That's it. Like, again, you know, look at who we have up front, Marshall, and they're not even be removed. And you talking to Marshall talking to me about a twink we're trying to buy, yeah, because he's fast. Come on, Marshall, man.
He plays wingback. We need wingback.
Be serious, Ahi. Be serious. Who is he crossing to? This one's Delap. He's crossing to
Esteval.
Oh man, João Pedro, man. That's another one that everyone loves to glaze. Dude, are you forgetting how long of a period, Marshall? Before you bring out that card, Marshall, I'm gonna back my facts. How long was it, Marshall, that he had that little like drought? Let's be honest, Marshall. It was quite a bit of time.
And we all,
he was playing under Enzo Maresca as a 10.
Yeah, oh, but that's your manager, though. You're the one that's telling me your manager you have to play him.
You can still disagree with some things what the manager's done.
I disagreed with what he was doing.
Don't do that now.
Saying it. He's not
back your manager.
What are you whistling?
Bro, just because my manager decides to jump off a bridge doesn't mean I have to agree with him. Like, what the fuck are we doing here?
Again,
ridiculous.
João Pedro won
yellow
8
for fraudulence.
games. João Pedro won 8 games.
Yellow mistaken identity. Don't make me do the mistaken identity. I'll check VAR right now.
He was a 10 in that drought, by the way, a lot of times.
I'll make sure I'll see if you dove.
It weren't working for him, and it's clear.
Yeah, he was playing as a 10.
Yeah.
But he was playing as a 10 because we were missing Cole Palmer. Let's be honest, too.
Trying to fit in, like,
we're trying to... Man, them are trying.
Don't forget, Palmer was missing too during that drought.
Like Chavarria, bro. Chavarria reminds me of. He reminds me of Zabacosta, bro. Someone that everyone was hyping up because he's.
Zabacosta?
Chavarria reminds me of. Yeah, he do remind me of like a Zabacosta.
I don't know.
You know,
listen, I'm not excited about the signing. I'm just saying, like, he's got promising numbers in La Liga. He's experienced.
You know, Zabacosta had the numbers too. Zabacosta had the numbers too, and then we brought him. Like, and then
Zabacosta actually
I'd
good
always
for a
remember
season,
Zabacosta's goal from like halfway line.
No, he wasn't. He was like under the Sarri season. He was like average. He was just serviceable because he became a part of like the second squad in the European League.
Sometimes we just need average.
When we got rid of Diego Costa and we bung in Zabacosta, right?
No, we brought him afterwards. It was
after when Costa was gone.
Yeah, it was Conte's second season that we brought him in. Yeah,
it was second season.
Listen, the thing is, we don't have wingbacks right now. We don't have. If Alonso wants to play with wingbacks, who are you putting in left wingback?
Not Hato, probably.
I mean, you would try Hato, but I don't think he could do it. You would have to put Kenda.
This is why low-key,
you know, like that's why you gotta try to get someone on the cheap.
I have a stinky opinion about even the centre backs that we've been at.
Someone just said Quenda. I wouldn't.
All right, go on before I move on to Lacroix. Unless you want me to say Lacroix first, and then we talk. Tell me your stinking.
I was gonna say I don't know if Lacroix is gonna happen. Like, Hear me out here, Marsha.
Let me talk about it. Let's just get the links. I got 6 tweets here, okay? Let's talk about Lacroix, chat, because Ahmed, you see, Axe, this is what you do, Axe. You accuse me of being negative, and then you let Ahmed get away with this. You say what, you know what I mean? Like, you don't know what negative is. You don't know what negative is. Now you're gonna find out, okay? All right, I try to be objective. I try to be nice. I try to befriend you. And this is what you do to me, bro. You compare me to this guy. All right. Crystal Palace have opened talks with the reps of center backs Charlie Cresswell as Chelsea remain in talks for Lacroix, according to Mr. Don Smith here, okay? Chelsea are determined to sign at least one center back, and Crystal Palace defender Maxime Lacroix is one of their main targets, although no bid has been made. Como's Jacobo Ramon is also on the wish list, according to The Athletic. This is a little bit of a little side quib here. L'Equipe reported that privately, Ibrahima Konate expressed his surprise and frustration at seeing Chelsea target Maxime Lacroix, leapfrog him ahead of the pecking order. Konate considers himself in good shape now. So Crystal Palace say no club-to-club talks have opened with Chelsea for Maxime Lacroix as of yet, and the asking price would exceed the £52 million that Brighton secured for Jean-Paul Van Hecke, according to Kieran Gill. Chelsea are prepared to offer Crystal Palace the opportunity to sign either Chalobah, Disasi Tosin, or Badiashile as a potential sweetener for the Lacroix deal. And then lastly, as of July 5th, this is the latest we have on Lacroix. I'm told behind the scenes that Chelsea are maintaining active contacts with Maxime Lacroix. 2 important things. The pricing, because Palace are still asking for big money and Palace replacement. The deal remains on conversations. We have to track, according to Fabrizio. So let's see what happens. Ahmed, Mr. Negativity, what are we saying?
You know,
he's terrible in air.
You know, listen, Lacroix, he would be a good signing, but there's ever since the Chavarria nonsense that's been brought up now, and people saying he's gonna play a back 3, and word on the street,
back 4,
fuck off, Chris. Anyway, he's gonna probably be a back 3. Might we get a Quenda win back, someone else win back. If we get Hato slots in as the LCB, for example, TCB is probably like Colwell.
Say that again? My bad.
TCB is Colwell.
Oh, okay.
And then RCB, you put in Beast James.
Yeah,
maybe.
Probably.
All right. Why do I need? Why would I need to get this guy?
He'd be on the left side.
If I'm saying that Hato is too short of a king to do the wing back duty.
No, but he's more established as Hato as a centre back, and he would be a better centre back than Hato. Hato would be good.
Hey man, don't even forget we got a Chempong Nation. A Chempong Nation was in pre-season training too. So
I'm not turning Lacroix for like Action Pong or Hato. Like in the back 3, this guy be great in it. Even in the back 4, he's decent. He's good in the air, like you said. You wanted aerial. He's actually quite good in there.
I would want
recovery is very good as well, since he's really
again
quick.
The price that I'm hearing for Lacroix, that's not Chelsea prices for.
His ball progression is very good as well. I think
it's not Chelsea prices that they pay for centre backs, Chris. It's a Honda.
Sorry.
That's not Chelsea prices for like centre backs, man. They don't usually pay that much for centre backs, bro.
What, 50?
50. It's probably be like something like 60 in my personal opinion. It won't be. It's probably
50 to 60.
I agree, but is Chelsea gonna pay 60 million for him, bro?
Well, they're looking at some other Italian centre back for £50 million.
Yeah, but you can look at other centre backs. But the reason why you're probably looking for these other centre backs is because you expect them to go, but it doesn't necessarily have to be to Chelsea. There could be another club that's interested in them too. We're not the only club that's in for Lacroix, Probably other clubs, because like we maybe have like a public interest in them, but there's other clubs as you've seen. Let's look at today with that Mazamba kid from Freiburg. Yeah,
this is why when it like the World Cup's done, we need to get it done as quick as possible. We can't just mess around with it.
The thing about him, is that you could actually technically get it done now because he's a bench player. So they literally, he's a bench player. Like what? Marshall agrees with me on that one, right? Like
Crystal Palace?
No, for France. So
For
if you're
France,
serious,
yes.
like, so
I-
right,
I-
so
I
if
was-
you're
I think with
so
Chelsea
so
or-
the point I'm trying to make is if you're serious about him and you want him that well, you could have made a deal ages ago to get him done.
The thing is, there's a strict rule going on. Well, this is the rumor that I'm hearing, that there's a strict rule going on with the French international team that they don't want any agent talk. They don't want any talks with any of the players to distract the players
Even the
during
bench
camp.
players, right?
So yeah, no deals or nothing to get done until after, you know, the World Cup is done. They want the players to be absolutely laser focused. So
I have a lot of
even if we
setbacks
want to
with this.
negotiate, we can't talk to the players' camp.
I think if Chelsea
We're
want to
probably
bring
just
in
keeping
centre-backs
negotiations with
realistically,
the.
like,
We're just
he's
probably
one
keeping
of the best
communications
ones.
with the agent. Go ahead, Chris. I'm sorry.
No, it's like I said, like out of all the centre backs to bring in, realistically, he's one of the top ones you can probably ask
Yeah,
for.
100%.
He's been quite good for Crystal Palace for the last few years. I've seen, like I said, like he's got elite like recovery speed as well. Like he's one of the quickest. He's the quickest centre back last season at least. Anyway, he's aggressive as well. He's good at having the ball forward into the midfield. And yeah, he's good at aerial, like Ahmed said. He wants aerial to centre backs or whatever. So
Yeah,
it's kind of
I'll
like
be real with y'all, chat. I don't think we go in for Wharton. I don't think we get Wharton. I don't think we get Wharton and Lacroix in this window. There's no way, especially with the prices being touted. I don't think it happens.
If Enzo
I
stays,
think-
especially as well, no way.
If Enzo's staying, especially with Barco already coming into the team, like chat, I don't see room. Where's it gonna happen?
Yeah, if
Santos
Enzo
left.
leaves, then maybe.
That's fine. I mean, Lavia, they're gonna want to try to give Lavia minutes. Who knows what's gonna listen?
Can Lavia give
this
himself minutes though?
This is you're not gonna like this, chat. I'm telling you right now. The team doesn't need midfielders, but if midfielders start to drop, they're probably gonna try to seek internal solutions, and they're gonna probably look at giving Reggie Walsh some backup minutes. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with giving Reggie Walsh minutes if we have to desperately, you know, dig deep and give Kaba minutes. And we don't even know how Reggie Walsh is going to be. But that's a player that, you know, he plays the
Didn't he
midfield.
bulk up? I don't know if that's...
Oh, he bulked up all right.
He did. Okay.
What do you mean by that?
He bulked up.
The
That's all I
bionic
meant.
treatment. He's saying.
Reggie Walsh is better than Walsh.
I'm tired, man. I'm tired of this football club, man. I don't even get any. I don't even talk about. You know, I actually don't even get like any notifications about Chelsea anymore. I don't receive anything about Chelsea anymore. I'm not even joking, bro. I don't. The Chelsea app, bro. The Chelsea app don't even send me notifications anymore, bro. Like, I don't receive anything from this. I'm not like I have to actively now seek out to find out news about Chelsea right now. That's how
You have
good.
to come on the show. to
Oh
find
yeah,
out
you got a
about
good point.
Chelsea.
Reece James is a midfielder now. Yes.
That's
Oh
also
my
true.
God. Chris, talk about your boy Reece James, man. Another hamstring
What do you
injury. I think let's sell him, please. You know what? If you're serious about money, he's
Sure,
always
you
getting
just
hamstring
say
injuries,
50
Marshall.
million after
Tell
this
him.
waffle about
Tell him.
75 million for
You
Gusto.
know what?
million is
You
actually
know what?
crazy.
You can actually
Reece
get
James,
85 million
50
for Reece
million.
James. You can
Yeah,
get
but he
85
was
million
arguing the
for Reece.
case for Gusto 50 75, huh?
Alive, man.
I ain't
boys,
taking
I
you
can't-
serious.
No, Jake,
You
man.
know
them-
what?
Oh,
I'm
he
tired,
had
bro.
a little knock. Oh no. Oh no.
You know
He still
what?
played 40 games for Chelsea last season.
You know what, Chris? I appreciate
let's
you
bring in
because
the
this
panic.
helps us transitions into the next topic.
What,
And the
to
last
the
topic of
panic?
today's show. Ladies and gents, thank you so much for being here today. This is our last topic of the show. We're not at 50 likes, which makes me very, very sad. Hopefully, chat, you change your ways. You stop gold digging, you know? You stop being for the streets. And,
She belongs to the streets.
yeah, no, chat be, you know, they just be for the streets. Today they be for the streets. They ain't liking the likes. They ain't liking the like
Maybe
button.
you're too negative, that's why. You gotta be all rainbows and look how amazing our transfer window's going.
The next fucking topic is Malo Gusto, okay? The Malo Gusto interest strong. That's why you brought up Malo Gusto. And I was like, you know what? This is
that's
great.
even worse.
Let's talk about Malo Gusto before we
He's
head
worth
out of here,
75
chat.
million. That's it.
Yeah, that's it. That's it, baby.
Oh, there we
Even
go.
though Santos went for less. Manchester
would-
City view Chelsea £75 million asking price
What the hell?
for Malo Gusto. Yeah, that's your
Listen,
your
I just want to
membership.
confirm, yeah, Actinho, I do not have the membership.
You don't
It
have
says
a
buy
membership,
now.
yeah.
That's what you need to understand.
Definitely.
Asking price for Malo Gusto 23 is prohibitively high. Yeah, because we're going to negotiate it down. Malo Gusto is appreciated by Enzo Maresca at Manchester City. Enzo Maresca is a big fan of Malo Gusto, and he is a player they are considering. But Man City have made it clear that they are not paying £75 million for the valuation made by Chelsea. So unless the price drops later this summer or Man City will go for a different fullback, that's the situation with Malo Gusto, according to Fabrizio Romano, June 30th. And June 30th, he also said, Chelsea either drop the price on Gusto for Man City or go somewhere else. This is the message. Up to Chelsea now to decide what to do with Palestra now that the club and Chavarria are being worked on. And then Chelsea are open to selling Malo Gusto after the arrival of Marco Palestra from Atalanta as of July 7th. So nothing moving on the Malo Gusto front, but maybe something happens once the World Cup is over, because this is a French player who is at the camp. You never know. So we'll see what happens with this one. Definitely worth 75 million in this market, chat. I'm just saying, you know, stop hating. Stop hating the game.
Experienced young player.
Oh, wait, I forgot. There's one more here. I'm so sorry, chat. Hold on. There's another one. Oh, shit. There you go. Malo Gusto is attracting interest from Man City, a French club, and top La Liga sides. Chelsea would expect a fee close to the Palestra package if they decide to entertain
Maybe
talks.
Real Madrid going for Gusto.
You know what? Can I ask a question? Can I ask a question? You know, Marshall, you've got a beard. I don't know if Chris has a beard or not. You know, I'm not.
The beard. I guess I do.
It feels like a really annoying thing to have. Like, you know, I've got a beard now. Obviously, you can't see it now. Obviously, because I've got a bit of my skin and everything like that. It gets a bit annoying, man, just having it around here. Like, you know, does it not like annoy you?
Patty has gotten a lot of things right, by the way, chat. So you can say.
As well, I said the question I asked.
Wait, what was the question again? I'm
He's
sorry.
saying, does a beard feel annoying to you? And I just said no.
It feels like annoying, man. Like, now I've got
in the beginning, yeah, but once you grow it out,
it.
once you get past the prickly part, the stiff hairs, and they're more loose like this.
I need to shave this as soon as possible, man.
I always trim it to the lowest point, almost. So
my skin is not. I have a skin injury.
After a week, it's gonna be annoying, but you gotta push through it. It's gonna be itchy and gross. But once you push through that and you get
I have no
to
itch,
week
by the
two,
way. I have no itch.
Not yet. If you try to grow it out, not yet. But after week 2, when you get it long enough,
don't shave for 3 weeks.
Well, listen, just going on to Malo Gusto, and
that's crazy. This is crazy.
Is it? I had no idea.
Axe, that's what I was thinking. Axe, that's crazy. Hey man, whatever he wants to do in his private life.
Listen, man, I'm looking to be honest with Malo Gusto. He's looking like he's already finished at the club.
Yeah, probably.
Can we make 70 million out of him? Let's hope so, man.
We'll see.
I hope, but realistically, we get 40.
I don't know about that. I don't know about that either.
Guys like Chris.
40 is crazy.
Guys like Chris.
I don't want to hear
guys.
Oh, yeah, there we go.
I said 80 million for him. I never said 40. Don't do that. I never said that.
No. I said 40 for Gusto. You said 50 for Reece. Reece is 100+ million.
You know what? I said 50 million. I said that too because I was comparing him to Cucurella. He got sold for 52.
Yeah, but he's better than Cucurella.
Yeah, that's why I said 85 for him at the end.
Nah, he's
85 million for Reece. I don't know about that.
I would rather chop off my arm and sell Reece for 100 mil.
Chris, you might have to chop off your arm, bro. You might have to chop off your arm, bro.
I'm gonna be real, man. Reece James, you know, I don't know if this is a hot take or not, but I'm willing to say it right now. I feel like we can survive without Reece James. Is that a hot take? Is that a hot take? Honest question, Marshall. Honest question.
No.
Ahmed,
look who we're trying to replace Cucurella with right now. Look who we're trying to replace Cucurella.
No.
Yeah,
Marshall, why can we have this conversation? Are we not allowed?
You were just complaining about height and the short demons from La Liga,
and
now you want this ownership to replace Reece James.
No. Let's see how tall Reece James is. I don't think he's that tall.
He's
Bro,
like 5'9",
they're gonna
5'10".
replace Reece James with fucking.
It's not about Reece James,
I don't know who the
it's
fuck they
quality.
replace him with.
It's just quality.
Wait, let me see something here.
Reece James is the same height as me, Marshall. He's 5'11".
Yeah, but he can play football.
what's a team in like Levantes?
And
Levantes
he's really good at it.
FC.
He's a world class player. I don't want to get rid of
All
any
right,
of our world class
Levante.
players. No, thank you.
Okay, Levante.
And Reece don't want to leave Chelsea. Why the hell would we get rid of Reece?
All right, if we get rid of fucking Reece, we'll probably
I
get
retire as
this
Chelsea
guy
fan.
from Levante, bro. Jeremy Toljan. He's a German player. He's 31 years old. Oh fuck, he's not even old
Why
enough.
don't we get? Fuck it, we're getting
I don't know. It's a random player. Because who the fuck we're gonna get to replace Reece James, bro? That's crazy. It'll be Achenpong. Actually, it'll be Achenpong.
Yeah,
if he
we'll
doesn't
get
get sold
scrubs.
first.
We're finished. We're finished. There's
Oh,
no
wow,
one like
you're
Reece.
calling Achenpong a scrub. That's actually crazy, bro.
Okay, no. I was just saying like Delight and all that.
You know what it is, man? Listen, Chris, you can cry about it all you
I
want.
mean, he's
you
no
know,
Reece James,
you know,
so I
just
can't
wow,
blame
wow,
Reece James
wow,
on
wow
that.
every time. But
It's
the
not
reality
where.
is,
I'd rather chop my
we
arm off.
can survive without Reece. We actually
No,
got
we
top
can't.
4.
No, we can't.
can survive without Reece James at the top 4.
No,
I'm
no,
gonna
we
say it.
can't.
I'm gonna say
Like,
it.
you talk about aerial, and he's one of the guys who can actually do aerial decent. So make that make sense. What are you doing? Ah, Ahmed, he crimes.
After review, the player, Bridge Nation, jumped and dove. Simulation. Final verdict. Yellow card, red card, second yellow, red card, sent off.
He
For
just wants to
simulation.
stir shit about Reece James.
Simulating what could happen without Reece
And
James. This is
then
ridiculous,
you see
bro.
Reece James when he came on, especially when he started playing right back against Norway, he locked him up. That winger.
Nusa,
And
yeah, he
most
locked
of his
him up.
passes will connect in.
Yeah, Nusa, bro.
No, you can't replace
this is
Reece James.
ridiculous.
I don't
Yeah, ain't
care
gonna
if he has a
happen,
few
bro. Ain't gonna
injuries,
happen.
little injuries here and there. If you can play your 30 plus games, that's good enough for me. And
Can we
have
survive
actually-
without Reece James? Sure, we can. We've
Well,
done it already.
we're
but
surviving, yeah. On
but
rations.
do we want to replace Reece James? Is he replaceable? Not really. That's the problem.
No. Like,
I'll
we'll
let
get
you in
some
this.
scrubbing.
Okay. Well, what do you want to say? Because I want to end the show.
Another thing to say, yeah, is that, you know, we need to look at it, yeah. If we can get an upgrade, like, imagine if you can go from, like...
Who's an upgrade? Tell me.
Wait, okay. Hear me out, yeah. It's like going from the white 6 out, yeah, to Baron Corbin in. You know what I mean? That's an upgrade
Oh, I
right
did
there.
see that clip recently. Yeah, brilliant.
You know what I mean? That's an upgrade, is that right? Because that's an upgrade from like the white 6 to bringing in him in.
Well,
That's an upgrade,
let,
right?
Let the Y6 go, man.
You're ridiculous, bro.
You know I like them. Just let
No,
them
but
go.
on a serious note about Malo Gusto, Malo Gusto is another one that's been on the bench for time that they can genuinely sell if they wanted to. And he is just not even getting sold.
Again, he's another one that's in the French international team. This is our rule. So we'll see. We'll see. After the World Cup, or yeah, we'll see after the World Cup.
Yeah,
because I'm expecting a lot of movement to happen after the World Cup. There's no more excuses at that
Just
point.
for French players. It's going to be just for French players, though.
It should be for a lot of the French
I have been
players.
watching France, but I forgot. Has Gusto been playing?
Off the bench, basically.
He
Yeah,
has
okay, I
off the
thought
bench,
so.
yes.
I have
A little
seen him,
bit.
I just thought, oh, is he bench player?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
Gusto got locked up by Gusto locked up my Somalian winger, so shout out to him, man.
All right, chat. We're gonna end it here. Smash up the like button if you haven't done so already. There's something in my eye that's bothering me like crazy, so I need to get out of here. But yeah, chat. Big up to every single one of you. Who am I rating out to? Am I rating out to someone? I haven't done this in so long because we've been doing the watch-alongs. Oh yeah, we're rating out to Sarcasm City TV. Chat. We didn't get to 50 likes. That makes me sad. It is what it is. Yeah, I know some of y'all tried, but unfortunately, this is a team sport, and the team let us down today. We didn't get 50 likes. But we got close. We're at 41. So you guys did try to, pick it up at the end of the game. You conceded the goal early. You started really picking up when you started noticing there's 10 minutes left on the clock. And we almost got there. But you tried. You tried. I know CP, you tried. I know people tried.
Try harder, man. Get some boxing.
Yeah, you got to try harder. You know what I'm saying? You got to be the Jude Bellingham. You got to be the Jude Bellingham of chat. You got to carry. You got to carry. You know what I mean? Don't be like Chris. Be like Jude. All right? But big up chat. Go ahead and smash up the like button. Be sure to subscribe to the channel if you're new here. Also, check out the links in the description below for more content, my music, and all that fun stuff as well. Memberships, there's 4 different tiers starting at 99p. And if you are a proper casual and higher tier member, we give shout outs to those guys at the end of every show. And that's going to go out to you, Adrian, DHL, Master Michael, Deluded Chelsea Fan, Banana, V Gaming, and EE. Big up to you guys for all this love and support at the membership level that you guys are at. Be sure to also be on the lookout for those community posts or those Patreon streams and all that fun stuff. We'll be back again. I think Argentina is Tuesday or Wednesday? I think Wednesday is the Argentina game,
Argentina,
right?
England is Wednesday. Spain,
Okay.
France is on Tuesday, which is technically tomorrow for me and Chris.
Yeah, so Wednesday, Wednesday we'll be here for Argentina, England, and we'll see what happens with the rest of the week as well.
I'll be honest, guys. Can I be honest, guys? If you don't mind me saying this, yeah.
Go for it.
I was very worried for myself at 1-0 in when I was out.
Oh, Norway.
When I was out on the fan thing.
I was, you know, when Saul, your guy Ahmed, your guy Soloff, running through Haaland is open, and what does Soloff do? He shoots instead of passing to Haaland. Because if they made it 2-0, it would have been over for England. I reckon it would have been over.
Yeah, England had a bad game. Can't lie.
So thank you, Soloff.
But it is what it is. Sometimes
So the point I was trying to make that essentially was that, you know, I was worried a little bit for my safety there. You know, I was a little worried when it was 1-0.
Oh, your safety.
You know, and a few dirty looks around there. You know, I was thinking, you know. Well, listen, listen. Listen, I was a little worried now. Getting a few looks, man. I don't know. I was getting a few looks at 1-0. That's what I can say. You know, I'm not sure if I can go out for when I get Argentina.
Just sneak out before the 90th minute.
You know, I'm worried. The one for Argentina is in a flipping, it's in like a little hall. It's like in a theater that they're doing it in Central. You know, if we lose that game, you know, there's no escaping that one. That might be hell in the soul, Chris. So in the south.
You gotta start finding the bar.
I'm not even that good. I'm not even that good of a fighter anymore. I'm out of shape.
All right, chat. Big up to every single one of you. We're getting the fuck out of here. As always, chat, stay casual.
Good night, guys. Pajita and sleep.
Jerk off.
Oh, but he didn't sleep. Yeah, and sleep.